Inside are the mortal remains of Dumuzi, the last king of the Sumerian city of Uruk, from the period preceding the Great Flood.
Holy Mother of Goda!
Who the hell are they? Who else could be interested in an old mummy of this?
Dumuzi? That there is Uruk, the capital of which the oldest legends of humanity are told.
I only see old stones, Wana.
We are up against fearsome enemies who possess extraordinary powers, who may not even be human.
What?
Get away from me, scoundrel.
Zagor!
Impossible.
MAMH?
Nel bel mezzo di una tempesta, Zagor e Cico si ritrovano coinvolti nel trasporto di un'antica mummia sumera e di un diadema, in fuga dai misteriosi seguaci del dio Namtar. Il confine tra magia, ipnosi e intrighi scientifici si dissolve, mentre l'implacabile inseguimento di un tesoro inestimabile minaccia di condurli nel caos e nella follia. Una sera piovosa alla fine dell'estate, sulle montagne della Virginia orientale.
Caramba! Carambita? To think we could be somewhere dry right now, among the clean sheets of a good hotel in Richmond. Instead, here we are, wading through knee-deep mud, with a good chance of getting rheumatism, and my injured shoulder still hurts.
You're never satisfied, my fat friend. You've recovered splendidly. If I'm not mistaken, you're the one who said, why go to Richmond? It's a waste of time. Let's go home the fastest and shortest way. And I listened to you by following the Shenandoah Valley. We'll be in Darkwood in about 20 days at most.
One more day like this, you'll only carry my cold, leafless skin to Darkwood. I imagined the Shenandoah Valley quite differently. Bright sun shining over hospitable farms where generous ladies in the best tradition of southern hospitality offer travelers accommodation and delicious apple pies.
Autumn is approaching, my fat friend, and we still haven't reached the Shenandoah Valley. We first need to cross these mountains.
I certainly didn't imagine this hell. Thank you very much. You could have told me earlier that we first have to cross these damned mountains. Oh, to think that Rita and Elias are already home by now. What are your plans for tonight, Zagor? Do we keep marching until dawn? Or do we sleep in a puddle, hoping not to be struck by lightning, flooded, or get pneumonia?
I think we'll sleep down there.
Caramba, carambita. Am I dreaming or do I see down there?
You're not dreaming, it's a cabin on the riverbank.
And how do you plan to get to it?
Going down this path.
Easy to say. With all this mud, it's quite steep. I don't know if I'll make it,
Hey, you're in a hurry, Cico.
Help!
Un po' più tardi.
BRR. I commend you on the spot you found, even though it's nothing special. How did you know about this shack on the Shenandoah riverbank?
I didn't know. This isn't the Shenandoah River.
Pardon me?
Maybe it's just a tributary. We'll find that out tomorrow.
Are you saying we're lost in the forests of Virginia? I take back all praise for your guiding skills.
Have a piece of dried meat and stop grumbling.
This is a constant in our lives. Where else would we end up if not in some sinister hut? We never find a hospitable palace.
It seems I've heard all that before recently. However, in that case, it really was a palace.
I hope you're not thinking of that lunatic Morix's house. It was an infinitely gloomy place. One of our most terrifying adventures started there. You've given me a fine example, unless you want to give me nightmares.
You're always dissatisfied. What did you expect to find in this wilderness at night, especially in such dreadful weather? This cabin was probably a trading post along the river, perhaps a ferryman's house. Isn't it enough to be able to stay dry in this weather, dear Cico?
If you call this dry, it means you settle for little. Look here. And it's everywhere, not to mention the critters that also sought shelter from the bad weather.
Ha ha ha. Ensign.
Oh, many of our most terrifying adventures begin in old, abandoned houses where we hope to find shelter, like the Venta Quemada in the Texas desert, or like the house in the Louisiana swamps where we met Gambit. Do you remember the beautiful Gambit?
UHM. Speaking of Venta Quemada, do you remember those three sisters? If I'm not mistaken, one of them was quite fond of you.
Yes, Pamina. She had a special way of calling me.
Cico, my fat man.
It's a shame that then, besides fighting harmless ghosts from the inn, we had to face the terrible hanged bandits, the Sangriento brothers. When I think of it, a cold sweat breaks out, Rune.
Wake up, Cico.
MHH?
Wake up, my fat friend.
Pamina, is this a dream or reality?
Aren't you happy to see me?
I'm overjoyed, especially since I see you didn't come empty-handed.
I thought I'd bring some sweets for you.
That's chump! Excellent yum! And I had such a small dinner. Chump, if this is a dream, let no one wake me. By the way, Glump, where are we?
Don't you recognize it? This is the terrible Venta Quemada.
Ghost Inn? How did I end up here? Where is Zagor, Pamana? Answer me! Pamana. Ah! The Sangrienta brothers. Hanged. No! Don't touch me, disappear. Hellish spirits. Don't touch? Ah! Help! UMPF!
Shut up. You started screaming in your sleep, and it's not the time to be loud. Someone is outside the cabin. Hello, man. If you're looking for shelter, there's room for everyone here. 1,000 scalps. Where did this creature come from?
Zagor.
Oh,
And now,
Stop! Leave my friend alone, you wretch! Or this little one could be seriously injured.
Cico!
I'm sorry. This madman came out of the darkness, behind my back. I told you that abandoned houses only bring trouble. Next time, rain or shine.
So you're using my friend as a shield, you damned coward?
Me, a coward, get out of the way.
Oh!
I only wanted to stop you from smashing my loyal friend's head, but no one who called me a coward lived to tell the tale.
Really, there's a first time for everything.
This primitive axe is interesting, native.
I don't understand what you're rambling about, man. But if you want to know more about my axe, I'll satisfy you immediately.
must know.
Zagor, watch out!
Now I will kill you, wild American.
You
Stop where you are!
drop the gun.
Hey!
What did you call him? What did you call that man?
Is Zagor?
Zagor, listen,
Drop the gun, man.
maybe I'll listen to you later. What a blow. Aha, calm down, Zagor. If you hit me like that again, I'll hardly be able to say anything.
And what would you like to tell me?
Simply, I've heard stories about you. All of this is a misunderstanding. Let me introduce myself. I am Dexter, explorer and archaeologist.
Emmy.
And this is my friend and servant, Jambo Mimzai.
Greetings.
Caramba? Carambita? That guy there looks even uglier with his face uncovered.
I took your friend hostage because I thought Jambo was in danger, Zagor.
I'm sorry. It's my fault. I see enemies everywhere, and when you appeared behind my back,
You almost chopped me to pieces, but I accept your apology. Provided you explain to me who you are, what the devil are you doing here? What are you so afraid of? It seems my name means something to you, but your names don't tell me anything. What is an archaeologist with an obvious British accent doing here?
It's a secret, but I can tell you. Are you really Zagor?
Personally,
There I damn the chest. Jambo!
I'll take care of it, Master.
Jambo persistently calls me Master Urwana. He has been loyal to me since I rescued him in Africa from a group of Arab slave owners.
you come from Africa?
Yes, that's where I first heard about you. Oh, Jambo is coming back. Is everything all right?
Yes, Master. The canoe is further in the bush.
Thank goodness.
This chest is so valuable to you, Mr. Green.
Call me Dexter. Since the story is quite long, let's start from the beginning. That way you'll understand that I am not a charlatan or a third-rate adventurer. This is a letter from Sir Roderick Murchison of the Royal Geographical Society. And M.R. Reginald West, president of the Globetrotters Club, an association to which I have the honor of belonging.
Interesting,
This highly confidential note might be the most interesting for you, friend Zagor.
To everyone he comes into contact with, Mr. Dexter Green is a friend of America, a friend of elsewhere.
Altrove è l'organizzazione scientifica super segreta con cui Zagor ha collaborato.
1,000 scalps. You have influential friends. Dexter,
That's not all. This written message was given to me by someone who knew that, sooner or later, I would surely come to the United States.
a letter for me from Andrew Kane.
Caramba!
I met Kane in the Upper Nile during one of my expeditions to the ancient Black Kingdoms. He had some urgent matters to attend to. Dark in nature, I would say.
Well, that's unbelievable.
Exactly. A crazy coincidence that we meet? Just like that.
Do you think so? I don't find it that strange. It's a clear case of serendipity. Serendipity, dear Cico. That's when you find the solution to a problem or the thing you most desire without special effort.
Serendipity. What?
It's only seemingly a coincidence or luck. In fact, it's the fruits of the labor and abilities of a person to whom luck is undoubtedly favorable.
All right, get to the point, Dexter. Kane's letter is concise. It only recommends that I provide you assistance if you need it. Do you need it?
Who knows? We knew you lived up north, in the Zagor EN forest, several weeks' journey from here. In case of emergency, we would come to you. But to be honest, we are now headed to the Archaeological Museum in Richmond. We left Washington 4 days ago.
Archmond, aren't you taking a bit of a detour from Washington? You just had to follow the main road.
We know all that, but this way we thought we'd divert our enemy's attention. We are up against fearsome enemies who possess extraordinary powers, who may not even be human.
What? Zagor, please. Let's get out of here. I see a spark in your eyes that I don't like at all.
Just curiosity, so I can learn more, Cico.
Curiosity, my foot. I'm not curious at all to know why these lunatics are wandering around with their chest. I don't care if they are friends of our friends.
I know Kane's lunatics from elsewhere. Only trouble can come from them by your look, friend. I see bad things ahead for us.
I think I know what Zagor's gaze means. Given it's similar to mine, I have that look when I'm at the beginning of a new adventure.
After all, Cico, if we escort them, you'll be able to rest in a nice hotel in Richmond.
I'm not sure I want to anymore. Can we at least know what's in that chest?
Inside are the mortal remains of Dumuzi, the last king of the Sumerian city of Uruk, from the period preceding the Great Flood.
Holy Mother of Goda! Is there a dead body inside?
More precisely, an ancient mummy, Cico. Given that it is over 6,000 years old, I found it. It certainly wasn't easy. But thanks to this endeavor, I will become the most famous archaeologist in the world.
Mummy Zagor. I don't like this story at all.
Calm down, Cico. The poor soul died 6,000 years ago. He certainly can't harm you, but Dexter was talking about other dangers, about his mysterious enemies.
Yes!
Who the hell are they? Who else could be interested in an old mummy of this?
Dumuzi? The last king of Uruk, the Great.
Stop repeating yourself, man. I'm not a professor. Where the hell is that Uruk? I assume it's not in America.
Of course, the ruins of Uruk lie half buried in the desert in the valley between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where the Sumerian civilization arose several thousand years ago. Jambo and I arrived there risking our lives several times, didn't we, friend?
Yes, Di Balabia. Fortunately, your pistols and my saber kept the plunderers at bay.
My lucky star allowed us to reach the ruins of Uruk before the caravan of Professor Ludwig Richter from Hamburg.
So he's the one you're afraid of.
Mrises certainly has no scruples. If we had been within his reach in that wilderness, he wouldn't have hesitated for a moment to kill us, but he's not the one we fear.
You were talking about enemies who are not human.
Who knows, the night is long. If you have the patience to listen to our story, then we'd better get comfortable. Jambo has bread, sausages, and a bottle of beer.
Yum. Well, why didn't you say so earlier with such delicacies? Even the darkest stories won't be hard for me to bear.
6 mesi fa siamo arrivati alle rovine di Uruk. Omar, la nostra guida, ci ha condotto attraverso il deserto su un sentiero quasi dimenticato.
That there is Uruk, the capital of which the oldest legends of humanity are told.
I only see old stones, Wana.
It seems my archaeology lessons taught you nothing. Jambo, it would be enough to start excavations to bring to light all the beauty of a glorious past.
If your friend Richter gives us enough time.
We will do everything we can. Thank you, Omar, you spoke the truth. This can only be ancient Uruk. You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes, many years ago. I got lost during a sandstorm. I wasn't sure I'd find the right path again.
But you succeeded. You've earned the reward I promised you, and then some.
I only hope that finding the ancient lost city will not bring misfortune to us all.
What are you thinking of?
One should not disturb the eternal rest of the dead. Many years ago, I spent only one night here. Nightmares tormented me in my sleep.
What nightmares?
By dawn, I had already forgotten everything. Maybe I dreamed of ancient Sumerian gods, whose names should never be spoken, as they bring misfortune and disease. As soon as the sun came up, I left in a great hurry, not touching anything you Englishmen intend to dig and thus disturb the peace of this city that has been sleeping since the time of the Great Flood.
Damn it, you're an excellent guide, Omar, but a very superstitious man. Woe to you if you repeat those foolish things in front of people.
Lavorammo in fretta, avendo viveri per poco più di un mese. In 10 giorni avevamo già portato alla luce la parte superiore del palazzo, che si rivelò enorme.
This must have been the royal palace of Uruk. Legend says it was built on several floors, like the later palaces in Babylon.
Quickly, over here. We discovered at the entrance.
Prepare the ropes and torches.
Master,
Yes, it's almost impossible to breathe. But what do you expect from a palace that has been sealed for thousands of years?
I wish it wasn't so dark and quiet.
If it doesn't suit you, you can always go back to the surface, my friend. I understand that unlike me,
Wherever you go, I go. It will be so forever. I owe you my freedom, so I will face every danger with you, be it spirits or not.
Caramba, carambita, this story gives me the shivers. It reminds me of a nasty story Zagor and I experienced in Africa.
I know Cain told me about your experience in the ruins of Aaron, how much I envied you.
Envious, besides the monstrous ghouls who wanted to feast on the flesh from our bodies.
But you were in one of the oldest colonies of Atlantis. Who knows how many priceless historical objects you passed by without even giving them a glance?
What a shame, isn't it? We were in a bit of a hurry, so we wouldn't be eaten alive.
Dunque, per farla breve, scendemmo sempre più in fondo nelle viscere del palazzo sepolto da millenni a Uruk. Se Jambo e Omar avessero davvero paura degli spiriti, non lo dimostravano affatto.
To Lamassu, the head of a man, the wings of an eagle, and the paws of a lion. Incredible, like in the Assyrian temples. Like in Persepolis, these statues of demons guard something valuable.
Demon's master?
They're made of stone. Jambo, they can't harm us.
Look here, Englishman, there are some signs on the wall. That is the demonic script, cursed by the Prophet Mahomet.
No, Omar, that is cuneiform script used thousands of years ago by your ancestors. The Sumerians? It's still not fully deciphered, but the little I know might allow me to understand. This sign is PD or T furthermore. I recognize him. That is the name of Dumuzi, the Shepherd King. These two Lamassu guard.
By all the gods.
May Allah protect us. Dumuzi, perhaps it is the same one my people know as Tammuz. Some say he was the god of hell.
These are just legends, Omar. It is said that after his death, Dumuzi married the beautiful Inanna, goddess of love and war, and they went to live in Kur, the realm of the dead. It's an ancient myth. But myths are always based on truth. We archaeologists know that this great palace may hide the mythical White Temple in its womb, which is claimed to be the burial place of Dumuzi and his divine consort,
The city of the dead, the entrance to Kur.
Stop shaking, Omar. Jambo. Call the other men. Tell them I'll double their pay if they help me explore this temple.
I'm going!
Jambo non ci mise molto tempo a convincere i più giovani e forti tra i guidatori di cammelli. La promessa di una ricca ricompensa disperse ogni timore superstizioso. Scendemmo sempre più nel sottosuolo del palazzo, attraversando portali meravigliosi con statue sinistre, ma preziose, di dei e demoni sumeri come Nergal, Ereshkigal e Pazuzu.
Jambo, I would like to take some of these colossal statues with me. We will cut them into pieces and load them onto mules and camels. After several hours of exploration, we came across a burial chamber inside, which we found the mummia I identified as the mummia of the semi-legendary King Dumuzi, wrapped in ceremonial royal garments.
And that's all. I was expecting an attack by demons or ghosts.
Unlike you, Cico, we weren't that lucky.
Such luck. Are you mocking me?
I wish I had the chance to see one of those famous ghouls.
I can tell you it wasn't very pleasant, my friend, but your story doesn't end there, does it?
Unfortunately, no. That same evening our troubles began.
Il giorno dopo ci accorgemmo che due uomini erano scomparsi.
Maybe they were scared and fled.
Without water and camels.
Gli altri miei uomini hanno minacciato di ammutinarsi se non avessimo abbandonato subito quelle rovine maledette. Ho promesso loro altri soldi, ma senza risultato. Profondamente insoddisfatto, pensando al tesoro archeologico che non ero riuscito a portare con me, ordinai la partenza. Ma i nostri guai non erano finiti.
What the hell is going on? Jambo, who are you shooting at?
I saw shadows coming out of the desert approaching the chest with the mummia.
Shadows, you say, looters?
I don't know. They could be men on horses, or...
May Allah protect us, come on. The men I left on guard were literally torn apart.
How is that possible? There are no wild beasts in this desert.
But these prints, do you see them? I'm from Africa, and I'm telling you.
During the rest of the journey, I doubled the guards. We didn't suffer a single attack, but I can tell you the tension was terrible.
I believe you, but why are you convinced that the attackers followed you all the way to America? Do you have any idea of their identity?
Before embarking in Basra, someone tried to poison me, so we brought the chest into my cabin for greater security. One night, waking from a bad dream, I saw a cobra in front of my nose.
1,000 scalps.
Caramba, caramba, caramba.
Sono grato all'abilità e alla rapidità di riflessi di Jumbo.
In Swagington Harbor, we saw some suspicious-looking people of Middle Eastern origin, so we decided to come to Richmond by river to avoid our followers. We suspect they belong to a mysterious secret society, followers of Namtar, the god of fate, a group of fanatics who still worship Sumerian gods to this day. And everyone who desecrates ancient tombs awaits evil fate, and they are there to carry it out. At least that's what poor Omar explained to me.
Your caravan leader. But why the poor guy?
A telegram was waiting for us in Ludden. It seems our guide Omar died a horrible death. His heart was torn from his chest, and next to him was a statue of Namtar, the god without eyes or mouth.
I'm all over it.
Holy Mother of Pillar.
Tinder is worrying to Jambo. Namtar's followers have demons in their service who are capable of striking anywhere.
Even if they are just humans, you are in mortal danger.
And now, it threatens us.
We have nothing to fear. Jambo will be awake until dawn.
Il giorno successivo.
If we go down the river, we'll be in Richmond before dark. So Cico, you don't mind Dumuzi's company anymore?
I can't say I like it. But in daylight, everything takes on a different shape. This old chest no longer frightens me at all, as long as it remains well closed. Mummies give me the creeps, and I wonder why people go to such lengths to find them and display them in a museum, risking their lives on top of everything.
I believe that is a scientific question, Cico.
Zagor is right. We archaeologists believe that everything that comes from the past is very important because it can help us decipher the riddles of ancient eras.
And what is important to the followers of the god of fate?
I can only assume they want to return the mummy for religious reasons. Or they wanted to charge us dearly for the desecration. I didn't let them.
They are so persistent that they followed you all the way here, so far from the desert.
Yesterday, you asked me a similar question. Zagor, perhaps it's hard for you to believe what I told you.
Don't get me wrong. I believe you are sincere, and your recommendations are valid. I would do anything to help Cain's friend. But something doesn't fit. Are the members of that sect so rich and organized? What ship did they embark on to get here? No one noticed them in Washington.
Maybe they didn't come personally, Zagor. If they really know black magic, Gaspe, maybe they sent here Gulp, demon assassins.
A barge in front of us.
Be on alert, Jambo.
But that's just a barge sailing upstream. I don't believe that the followers of Namtar, or whatever they are called, could have boarded such a thing, do you?
Sidon Moro. They're acting strange, as if they want to block our way.
Hey, you on the boat, get out of the middle of the river!
Did you hear that black snout? Stranger, we are at home here. The river doesn't belong to you.
Let's not argue, Zagor. Let's approach the bank on the right side. There's plenty of room to pass.
MT.
Be careful, it could be a trap.
Oh, you really see enemies everywhere around you. As if everyone is interested in your dried mummy. There are only honest folks from the Appalachian Mountains. Simple, honest people who work. People who have no idea who this Dumuzi is.
Watch out.
Back.
They've stretched a net in front of us.
Too late, folks. You can't go back. You have only one prayer left, your last one. But do it very quickly.
Act 8.
What the hell? AAHH.
Abraham!
Down, jump into the water.
Shoot at the bastards. Just be careful not to hit the chest. Where the hell did they go?
Fool, they're underwater. The question is only whether they are alive or dead. We must have hit someone. I don't see any traces of blood. It's impossible.
Of course I am. When you aim so badly, anything is possible.
Shoot him.
Excellent shot, Jambo.
Damned.
1,000 scalps, you two aren't fighting at all. You killed them both.
What is, they wanted to do the same to us. BW wanna zag.
Thanks to your axe, this one who seems to have been the leader is dead. And the fourth?
He's only unconscious. At least he'll be able to loosen his tongue and tell us what they had against us.
Maybe they're just river pirates, local people, as Cico said.
One of them said not to shoot at the chest, which suggests they knew what was in it. Where the hell did he go, Cico?
Here I am, spit. If it's all over, I can breathe again.
Qualche tempo dopo.
I repeat, we believe there was something valuable in the chest. That's how we got the idea to attack you. And now all my comrades are dead.
You're alive. Don't pretend to despair. Stop faking it. You and your friends aren't ordinary river pirates. You wanted to kill us to get your hands on the chest. You know what's in it?
I don't know. I swear.
If he doesn't know, we can send him to join his friends.
Zagor, he won't?
PST, let them go.
No, wait. Will you let me go if I tell you what I know?
It depends.
Give me your word.
Leave him to me, Jambo. I am Zagor. I promise you that you will be free if you tell us the truth about who paid you to kill my friends and get your hands on their chest.
I'm not a sailor. Ibrahim and the rest of us worked in the Fudgington port.
I can only imagine what kind of business you were in. Continue.
A guy paid us to kill these two, the Englishman and the black man, to bring him the chest. But he didn't tell us you and that Mexican were there.
Who paid you?
I don't know his name, but I can tell you he's missing his middle finger on his right hand.
Does your rival, the German professor, have all his fingers?
Ludwig Richter. As far as I know, yes, I don't know anyone with such a physical disability.
Where was the intended place for the handover of the chest?
In Richmond Harbor.
Excellent. You'll do as you're told, but along with us.
You promised me you'd let me go.
But I didn't tell you when. For now, be content with the fact that you're still alive. You'll help us go down the river in this bar.
I see you are carefully watching the shore. Zagor, don't tell me you're afraid of other surprises.
Caution is never superfluous, my Mexican friend. This story has many unexplained aspects. I would like to examine the contents of that chest.
Pardon me, you're starting to be interested in that old dried corpse. That mummy of Damuzi?
Not really, I'm just trying to think clearly. Many people have died because of the contents of that chest. I participated in eliminating 3 of them myself. I would like to know why.
I suspected the same. You're the one who told me about archaeological manias. It turns out the world is beautiful because it's diverse and because it keeps a mummy more precious than gold.
Not so much. People kill for gold, unfortunately. But killing someone to get a mummy, no matter how valuable, seems incredible to me.
You don't believe that?
Oh, Richer, our friend's rival. I thought of him because I believe it's more likely he's behind all this, not the so-called followers of Namtar.
Yet you thought of that German professor.
I really don't see how Oriental fanatics, worshippers of black magic, come all the way to America and then hire 2-bit villains, recruited in Fudgington Harbor. Are you referring to Dharma and her assassins? That was different. She was searching for a magical amulet.
Not long ago, we faced Hindu fanatics. Am I wrong? Or do you believe there's something else in that chest? Then that would mean Dexter lied to us?
I don't know, Cico, I don't know.
Richmond.
You succeed, then. You have the chest.
Yes, but I didn't have a meeting with you, Black Snout. I've never seen you before.
My master didn't want to expose himself to danger, so he sent me. This is proof that everything is all right. The rest of your payment. Is everything all right?
I would say so.
Then put the chest on the wagon. Hurry.
If you want to stay alive, friend, keep acting.
Yes.
Is something wrong? If you're planning to trick me, know that I don't have any more money, but I have this double-barrel shotgun that's ready and loaded.
We're not trying anything, brother. A deal is a deal.
My master told me he negotiated with a certain Abraham. Which one of you is Abraham?
I.
What happened to the people who were traveling with the chest?
They are on the riverbank. Didn't you want that?
Good, it was a pleasure working with you. Goodbye! Aren't we going to stop him?
He's just a lackey. We need to get to the main man, to the one who ordered your murder. I will follow the carriage, of course. I will be discreet.
Jambo, go with him. This concerns us.
And you, master, will you be left alone with this creature?
You think I can't handle this wretch? Go!
Did they go for the carriage on foot?
In the darkness of these dock streets, the carriage cannot go fast. My friends are agile. You'll see that they'll catch the four-fingered man and bring him here. Come on, let's go back to the ship. Stretch out your hands.
You want to tie me up? You don't trust me?
Not at all. Keep listening to me and you'll live longer. Come on, turn around.
He won't be able to.
Adebayan! I'll take that. You're so stubborn. I feel like throwing you in the river with a stone around your neck.
I'm not so sure you'll do that.
Why do you think so? You...
Damned bastard. I'll take back the gold. And you're going into the river.
Why the hell did you do that?
He's unconscious, he'll sink. Didn't you want him dead? I recognized you, you arrived just in time. But how did you manage it?
I'm a very careful guy. I prefer to monitor from a distance. I immediately saw that something was wrong. You have a lot to explain to me. Do it as soon as possible.
Strange. It's winding a lot through the alleys. Perhaps he noticed he was being followed.
Stop where you are. You're one of those fake sailors. You and your friends made a mistake. I was watching the bar crew from the sidelines and remembered their faces. You are not Abraham, nor any of his friends, and you are neither the British nor the African who were transporting the chest. Who the hell are you? And what's in the chest? I bet you replaced the mummy with something else.
Why don't you check it yourself?
Of course I will, after I kill you.
Timely intervention. Jambo, he knew I was following him and set an ambush for me. But unfortunately, now he won't be able to tell us anything.
Our opponents proved very cunning. Zagor, we must return to the ship immediately.
Nel frattempo,
Splat, you are RGH cock. I almost drank all the water from the river. What an idiot I was.
Help!
Cico's voice? We left him hidden, next to the chest. Whoever attacked me will now come after him. The ship, it's moving away.
I wish you a pleasant bath. I'm sorry I can't arrange you the same for your friends.
No!
It's Cico. They threw him into the river. hands and feet tied. I should catch up to the ship, but I can't leave that poor soul stranded.
Poco dopo.
I heard them board the ship, but I thought it was you. When I realized I was wrong, it was too late.
Thank heavens they only threw you into the river.
Or that Dexter would waste time saving you, thus neglecting the boat.
They hoped I would drown.
Your mysterious enemy foresaw our every move, and the sailor we captured must have told him we replaced the mummy with one of his friends who died on the river.
Who knows where they are now? Maybe they're already on the open sea?
I'm sorry about Dumuzi. You and Jambo cared a lot about that mummy.
Let's not think about it anymore. The most important thing is that we came out without a scratch. As long as we're alive, there's hope. We have no choice but to head to the Richmond Museum.
And Morrow to gone.
Il museo di Richmond.
A beautiful building. Was Dexter supposed to bring the mummy here?
Yes.
But now you come empty-handed. The mummy is stolen.
Don't worry, Cico. You'll see that everything will fall into place.
Zagor EN.
I know what you want to tell me, Cico. Dexter's behavior is getting stranger. First he acts as if that mommy is the most important thing in the world. And then not.
My friends.
Caramba carambeta. But that...
Yes, Cico, it is him. Professor Oldbounds.
Zagor, Cico, what a wonderful surprise. It's incredible to see you here. How did you know I opened a museum in Richmond?
To be honest, we didn't know. We came with them.
Am?
You, I presume you are?
Dexter Green, Professor Oldbounds. It is a true pleasure to finally meet you. I am your student. Do you know that?
Oh no, the pleasure is mine. You are already a renowned archaeologist. Mr. Green, despite being so young, you are here with Dumuzi, I presume. I can't wait to admire him. Your expedition is the first Middle Eastern expedition funded by our young museum. It has achieved outstanding success. I have read all your letters many times, Mr. Green. I can no longer wait. Where is the mummy?
Well, my pocket watch stopped. Does anyone know the time?
It will be 9 soon, I suppose. By the way, I only see one bag with your servant, but I don't see the rest of the luggage. Did you come on foot? And where is the mummy?
Professor, perhaps our friend Dexter cannot express the truth. So painful for him, but he is not to blame for everything that happened. I was present when...
I am getting off here.
Who the hell is that woman?
Please, will you unload my coffer, good man?
Of course, ma'am. Damn it, how heavy is it? What on earth is inside? It's too heavy for a woman, certainly.
Inside are my antique items bought in London and Paris. Here's a cent for your kindness. Good man, you'll get another one if you carry it up the stairs.
For such a generous compensation, carry it yourself, madam.
Rude man, where have the gentlemen of yesteryear gone? You young man!
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you, by your physical appearance and demeanor. I'd say you're a noble Mexican hidalgo, a defender of unprotected maidens and unfortunates in need of help.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to boast. Oh?
Come on, show your worth as much as you claim to be. Senor, bring the chest inside for me.
Hey!
Oh, Ferdinand, thank goodness you're here. Tell me, do we have a meeting with a museum fundraiser today?
No, Professor Oldbounds. Nothing of the sort is planned.
But this lady is approaching us. It could be Mrs. Ginbotham or Mrs. de la Mare or the widow Toussaint. They are all benefactors of our museum. I will embarrass myself if I don't pretend to know her. Welcome, madam. I am...
The hotel door keeper, I presume. Please take this chest to my room. They are expecting me at 9 o'clock.
Madam, this must be a mistake. This is not a hotel.
While you two are deciding, may I put this chest on the ground?
Feel free to put it down, Cico, and then take a good look at that lady.
And then, she doesn't seem particularly beautiful, considering the veil she wears. But actually, just a moment.
Those shoes, I'd recognize them among a million others. Those shoes with the white spats?
Well, those are men's shoes. And you are. Bear Tatterton.
Bravo, Cico. You showed shrewdness by discovering my perfect disguise.
Perfect, my foot. Has anyone ever seen a widow in men's shoes with white spats?
Trifles. The important thing is that I managed to complete the task.
A task? What kind of task?
BIT wants to say that he brought the chest to its destination without any problems. And perhaps I understand what that chest contains, don't I, Dexter?
Knowing that we were dealing with enemies without scruples, Jambo and I deceived them by accompanying a chest full of stones. While the real mummy of Dumuzi traveled in this chest, entrusted to a top detective disguised as an innocent woman.
Are you saying that Dumuzi's mummy is inside? In this chest I was carrying? I'm gonna faint.
I'm sorry I had to deceive you, but...
You have no idea how lucky you are. My dear friend, an ace among detectives, him?
Cico is right, dear Dexter. Batterton is a nice guy, but as a detective, he's quite clumsy. I can guarantee that. And you approached the situation very irresponsibly.
Far less than you think, Professor. It is true that old Dumuzi was handed over to a complete stranger. But no matter how important the mummy was, the object we cared more about was always with me. The diadem of Dumuzi, the Shepherd King, the last ruler of Uruk, the direct heir. Legendary kings of Atlantis. Exactly, gentlemen, as valuable as the mummy of Dumuzi may be. This relic from the ancient cradle of mankind, the only one of its kind, is even more precious.
It will be safe in this safe. Meanwhile, we will secure the exhibition space in the museum, which we will call the Hall of Atlantis. And the Richmond Museum will be the first in the world to host relics of that legendary civilization.
Dear Professor Oldbounds, I wouldn't want to disappoint you, but as far as I know, there are no other relics left. The diadem of Dumuzi, King of Uruk, is the only remaining item from the Age of Atlantis.
I am convinced that you, with your experience, will find others. All will be worthy of my museum. Follow me. I will show you the museum. We will start directly from the Sumerian Akkadian Babylonian Hall. Ferdinand, please, draw the curtains.
I immediately, Professor.
The museum is not yet open to the public. Look.
Congratulations, Professor, my compliments. I have never seen such a rich collection, except in the British National Museum. This is Humbaba, the monster Gilgamesh fought.
And this one here, with the chicken head?
Don't take him so lightly, Cico. That's the demon Apkallu. Sumerian magicians invoked these demons at night to haunt and destroy their enemies.
The Sumerians were nice guys. Luckily, they are all dead and buried now, aren't they?
Yes, except for the followers of Namtar, who inherited black magic skills from their ancestors, and...
BR. And that ugly snout?
That is Pazuzu Cico, one of the most terrifying Sumerian demons, an evil, winged god with a scorpion's tail, who lives in the wind and brings plague.
Can one know how many demons the Sumerians believed in? Wherever I turn, I only see ugly faces.
That is Lamesh Chu, the ghost.
Fortunately, I no longer have to travel with that mummy.
Holy Mother!
Yes, my dear friends, the Sumerians believed that black magic ruled the world, which is why they saw evil demons everywhere. This one here, for example, was Mushusu, the enraged dragon. This was Lilith, the devil who fed on blood.
A vampiress?
Something similar. I just remembered Kane told me he met vampires Zagor. It seems unbelievable to me.
But it's true. Sometimes what seems incredible can be real. Dear Dexter.
Let's hope it's an exception that proves the rule. I've studied all these creatures from Sumerian mythology, but it certainly wouldn't suit me if they really existed.
Dior, I've had enough.
When you and you is me.
For example, these shallow reliefs depict fish people. Perhaps this is further proof that the ancient Sumerians had contacts with Atlantis. But it's probably fantasy. Fish people might have been some gods or demons, beings that certainly didn't exist.
You're Kane's friend, aren't you? Maybe he didn't tell you everything about our adventures.
Kane is a reserved guy. I know he's seen crazy and unbelievable things in his life, but I prefer to keep my feet firmly on the ground. Otherwise, I should, first of all, be afraid of this.
What is that?
My dear Cico, this is Namtar, the demon of fate and shadows, the messenger of the goddess of hell Ereshkigal. This is the demon who, according to some, propacted the tomb that Jambo and I desecrated.
By all the mustaches of my family!
Poco dopo.
Demons or not, I'm going to take advantage of Professor Oldbounds' hospitality. I'm almost full. Or even better, I'll be full when I eat this last piece of cake.
If Mr. Cico wants anything else.
No, thank you, Ferdinand. Feel free to go. Cico only cares about not having indigestion.
Gentlemen, I wish you a good night.
All right, I'll retire to my room to rest. I'm glad the professor hosted us at the museum.
Do you believe your enemies will attack us again?
That's what I fear. That's why I left Jambo outside to stand guard, even though he hardly slept last night.
Don't worry, tell him I'll relieve him in 2 or 3 hours.
I accept the offer and I will relieve you before dawn. Good night.
Wait! I forgot to ask you, today you said that Dumuzi's diadem is the only existing artifact from Atlantis, but...
I know what you meant. There is also the Tininin scepter, which you and Kane found in the dead city of Aaron in the African desert.
So you are aware of its existence?
I saw it with my own eyes. It is made of an Atlantean metal alloy, decorated with valuable crystals identical to those on the diadem. But Kane is my friend. However ruthless I may be as an antiquities hunter, I would never betray him or Princess Murata by revealing the existence of such a treasure.
Well said.
Then I am counting on your help, Zagor. I know Bat Batterton will be on guard, but I prefer not to leave him alone.
And it's better that way.
One thing is bothering me. Shouldn't we have informed the police? Zagor, after all, we left a fresh corpse in the Port District.
Your consideration does you credit, my Mexican friend. But don't worry. I have already spoken about this with Professor Oldbounds. He and Batterton went to Chief of Police Sanders, who is a good friend of his, to explain what happened. It's essentially a case of legitimate self-defense. Tomorrow Inspector Sanders will come to question us, but I believe it will be a mere formality.
Hey, in that case, good night. I believe I will sleep like a baby tonight.
UHM, this museum full of Sumerian statues, demons and monsters, isn't exactly the best place to spend the night. But my job is to secure the museum from unwanted night visitors. So be brave. Perhaps in this other hall, society will be less disturbing to you. This ugly snout, it's just a mummy. I'm in the Egyptian wing, not much progress. I must pull myself together, after all. I am the king of detectives. It wouldn't be good if someone found me with shattered nerves. With trembling hands. Pull yourself together, old bat. It's normal to be disturbed after all the stories you've heard about Sumerian curses. But one should fear an adversary in human form, not shadows. That scream I let out, fortunately no one else heard it. This museum is huge, and Jambo is guarding the entrance. We decided that because with his dangerous appearance, he can discourage anyone who approaches the museum. Although I'd rather swap places with that lazy Cico, who's now fast asleep in a comfortable bed. It's a little better here. This must be the Greco-Roman Hall. finally I can relax. No ghosts here, just healthy realism, like that statue over there, which undoubtedly represents a fat sitter from Bacchus's procession.
A-H-H-H!
Cico.
B-A-B-B-A-T? Is that really you? Caramba carambita! You sneaked up behind me like some damned ghost? What kind of jokes are these?
I move silently as befits the king of detectives. And you, what are you doing here? I almost had a heart attack.
More likely it was a stroke that could have hit me. Don't you see what I'm doing? I'm still hungry. I couldn't fall asleep, so I came down for a snack.
You saw where old Ferdinand keeps the supplies. You'll never change. You're always the same bottomless pit.
I have something for you, Bat.
What, that could be characterized as bribing an officer on duty.
In that case.
Give it here. The night is long, a bit cold. We have to endure it.
You're right. That way you'll save me the effort of returning the remains.
Why did you come all the way here, chump, and not stay in the storeroom?
So I don't make noise. Ferdinand is sleeping. Gulp gulp, legs to her. And I'm in good company here, don't you think so?
Absolutely. At one point I even thought you were part of the exhibit.
Cacanalia, my favorite subject. Back then, they really knew how to have fun.
And not like those dark Sumerians, is that right?
You're reading my mind, Bat, my old friend. To get here, I carefully avoided the holes dedicated to those peoples with terrifying gods. I especially didn't want to run into Dumuzi's mummy.
Given that you're not as cold-blooded as I am, I'm aware that some rooms in the museum would be a real nightmare for you. And as for the mummy, you can rest assured it's not yet on display.
It isn't? After all the complications to bring it here.
It is clear that Dexter and Professor Oldbounds have thoroughly examined and analyzed it to see if it was damaged on the journey. In the end, they concluded that it is in excellent condition.
UHM, a real wonder, considering it was entrusted to you.
So they returned it to the chest, which is now in Professor Oldbounds' office. They told me they needed to perform some complicated restoration before exhibiting it.
PUH, don't say anything else. I just finished eating. I thought they assigned you to guard the mummy. Why are you wandering around the museum instead?
My job is to leave nothing to chance, which means I looked everywhere. Behind every sarcophagus, behind every statue.
And in the end, you found me.
As you can see, nothing escapes me.
Of course, you'd better. Mr. Detective, return to your mummy now. And I'm going to continue sleeping. I'll escort you part of the way.
The office is this way.
And my room is on the other side. Good night, Bat.
You said you'd keep me company.
I said, but only for part of the way.
Well, I prefer to be in company.
I understand. To be honest, I don't really feel like going back to my room alone.
We'll do it this way. Escort me to the office to see if the mummy is all right, and then I'll escort you to your room.
Emigrate!
OLD Beamsy's office is at the end of this hallway.
Of course, there are ugly faces here. It's impossible to relax in this museum. Caramba carambita, did you leave the light on?
Of course I am. You're making me nervous, damn it.
Nervous why? Just, with all these ugly faces, I have a feeling we're not alone.
Calm down. We've reached the professor's office. As you can see, nothing has happened. Eh?
Holy Mother of Pillar! Rifled drawers, scattered papers. That wasn't you, Bat, was it?
Not in a dream someone was here. He intercepted the search because he heard us coming.
Holy Mother! That means perhaps he is still here?
Let's keep our cool, just calmly, my friend. We're both armed. If they're not ghosts, we'll keep them at bay.
So much for coolness. If you don't stop shaking, you'll end up shooting me.
Low, look under the tail.
All right, but point that damn pistol in the other direction. Very good. Whoever is hiding under there, he'd better come out slowly, or I'll shoot. This hissing sound. What?
The lamp, we're in the dark.
Mama!
Someone is at the threshold.
Help! Ah!
Who fired Jambo? Who let out that terrible scream?
I don't know Juana Dexter.
That was Chico's voice. I'd recognize it among 1,000.
Shots and screams are coming from my office.
Chico, are you there?
Thank heavens you arrived, Zagor. Be careful. There's something terrifying inside. Something horrifying. I don't know what happened to poor Cico.
1,000 scalps.
Wait, don't go inside!
BW.
Yes, friend. That hissing sound reminds me of a terrible night. Someone obviously wanted to repeat the joke he played on us? Professor, give Zagor your candle. Let's go in now, Zagor. Watch your step.
Maybe I'm starting to understand that loop you made in the belt.
Yes, that's the only way to catch. Desert rattlesnakes. BAT, are you all right?
I think so. That
Extremely poisonous. Where is Cico?
No worries. Cico is in good company.
AAH? Get me out of here!
Calm down. Dumb Uzi is dead. He cannot harm you.
He's uglier than I thought. Caramba carambita?
But how could that poisonous reptile get into my museum?
He certainly didn't crawl in by himself, Professor Oldbound. Someone brought him here. Someone who wanted to get their hands on Dumuzi's diadem. He tried to break into the safe, but the unexpected arrival of Cico and Batterton prevented him from finishing the job. His little deadly friend served him in case he was interrupted by unwanted visitors, fortunately.
It must have been one of Namtar's followers. You should no longer doubt it either, Zagor, in the same way. They tried to kill me on the ship I took from Basra to Europe. Those fanatics are everywhere, even here in America.
Maybe it is as you say, Dexter, but we still have a small enigma to solve.
Jambo was guarding outside and saw no one. How did the mysterious worshiper of the god of fate enter the museum? And above all, how did he manage to escape?
Caramba carambita?
A moment after the shots were heard, when Cico screamed, Jambo and I were at the beginning of the hallway and all the windows in the rooms were tightly closed.
to escape you, he must have been invisible, or
a phantom. Enough, I can't take this nightmare with open eyes any longer. I'm going to sleep. But is that a good idea? I should go to sleep alone, to go through this horrible museum again. Zagor, I changed my mind. It would be better if...
Cico.
No! Ah!
I didn't believe a ray of sun could disturb you so much. Forgive me, Senor Cico.
Ferdinand. I dreamed. Then it was all a nightmare. The mummy, the snake, the flying demons that followed me down the corridor. Everything else.
About flying demons, I know nothing. But if it concerns your troubles last night, I am informed of the intrusion of one or more unknown persons.
Plus, that part then really happened, and I was so hoping I had dreamed it all.
In any case, you had a good sleep to recover from the shock. It's almost noon. And forgive me once more if I...
Enough with the apologies. You did great, my dear, not counting this wonderful breakfast. And don't address me formally anymore. Just call me Cico. Although I am essentially a hidalgo of noble origin, I like a simple, direct relationship. Did we agree, dear Ferdy?
Agreed. Cico.
I don't think I saw you in last night's commotion.
That's right. Alas, I fear I'm not of much use for the museum's security. I suffer from insomnia and always take 1 or 2 sleeping pills before bed. Fortunately, the famous detective is here now. He'll watch over us.
Yes, he's good. He did nothing but tremble with fear. But next to him was the one present here. I took the situation into my own hands to better protect the precious mummia. I even threw myself over it.
You really possess a significant amount of cool-headedness, Cico.
You said it well, brave as a lion. Perhaps that's not just my merit. After all, it's a characteristic trait of my lineage, inherited from a great number of heroic ancestors such as... Oh, Zagor, Ferdinand is a true angel. He brought me an excellent breakfast.
Instead of wearing him out with your chatter, get dressed and come with me to the professor's office.
Nanu with troubles?
He wants to talk to us. Dexter and Bat are already with him.
If it's a trap, it's very well designed. But no, Mr. Green, I don't see how it could be anything sinister. We will be in the presence of Richmond's most respected people.
Possible, but I would never trust that man under any circumstances.
May we know what?
Read this, Zagor.
1,000 scalps, an invitation to a lecture on demons, curses and spells of ancient Sumer, and it's given by none other than Professor Ludwig Richter. That is your bitterest enemy, Dexter.
No one wants to dispute his knowledge, Professor Oldbounds. But I must correct you.
First and foremost, a respected man of science.
First of all, Professor Ludwig Richter of Hamburg is a ruthless scoundrel, ambitious to the point of madness, and thirsty for power.
Please, you are these archaeologists of opposing views. Perhaps you have different theories.
You are mistaken regarding the history of Sumer. We hold the same views. Richter and I, unlike the rest of the scientific world, believe that ancient civilization originated from the lost empire of Atlantis. Our differences consist solely in moral views. For Richter, any means are permissible in achieving a goal.
Those are grave accusations that you cannot prove.
That man is too cunning to leave traces or evidence of his countless misdeeds.
I believe you, Dexter, but if he's as cunning as you say he is, he won't try anything against us in a public place.
Yes, I believe you and the professor are right on that point. I let my disgust for that scoundrel get the better of me.
Even the Richmond Gazette writes about the lecture. There's a picture depicting Professor Richter. Yes, based on my vast experience in the world of crime, I can tell you that we are dealing with a criminal genius. Ice-eye gaze, prominent nose, authoritative demeanor.
He doesn't seem friendly.
All in all, the invitation is for both of you, Dexter. I certainly can't miss it, and I warmly recommend you follow my example.
Oh, of course, I'll be there. After all, Richter was kind enough not to forget me. He wanted me to know that he's following my every move. My arrival in Richmond certainly wasn't in the papers.
Exactly.
Jambo, the lecture is held in the university's Great Hall. Go buy tickets for you, Zagor, and Cico Batterton.
That would interest me quite a bit. The Budiawana. But
I think it would be better if Jambo and I stayed to guard the museum with Ferdinand.
You are absolutely right. I acted like an idiot.
I have the impression, dear Dexter, that thinking about your rival is coasting you. Your lucidity, relax, we'll go to the lecture with you. You're thoughtful, my Mexican friend.
Well, the idea of attending a boring lecture doesn't exactly thrill me. But for the last few minutes, something else is bothering me, something I still can't make out. It's like something is wrong in this corridor leading to Old Bounce's office, something disturbing.
You must still be affected by last night's events, dear Cico.
Speaking of which, did you find any trace?
Jambo and Batterton and I looked everywhere. Absolutely nothing. The mysterious intruder seems to have disappeared into thin air.
The German professor's lecture will be about the demons and ghosts of Sumer. Won't it? Perhaps we'll learn something.
Demoni, cletve e incantesimi in antico sumero.
Cock-out with demons, ghosts, and curses was part of daily life for the ancient Sumerians. And evil and pain were personified through demons, and all the bad things that happened to people during their lives, what they called unfortunate fate. became Namtar, the god of relentless fate, without legs or hands, the one who visited a man in the night and took away his happiness. So black magic, which was marginal in other societies, became an integral part of this ancient civilization. Everyone practiced it to attack their enemies or to defend themselves from them. Exorcists or harmless magicians, Asipu who could provide protection from evil people, were especially sought after. And the most feared were the Kasapu, sorcerers who could cast curses and, above all, summon demons like Pazuzu and Lilith. Or like the terrible seven whose summoning could destroy any enemy. Azag, the deadly southern wind. Namtar, the god of fate. Mudug, the cat who kills lonely travelers in the wastelands. Ele, the serpent of nightmares that crawls in the night. Jidim, the spirit that revives the dead who have no rest. Gala, the black vortex. And Hurricane Dinger, lord of all demons.
This writer is a real jinx. He talks about all those demons with so much pleasure. I have no doubt what he would do if he could actually summon them.
Don't disturb.
Gala, the black whirlwind made of spirits, descended into hell to abduct Dumuzi, the shepherd king of pre-flood Sumer, at the command of the queen of hell Ereshkigal, who wanted to marry him. Dumuzi managed to escape the underworld, but since then Namtar, who is the messenger of the Queen of Hell, has been searching for him. Legend has it that Ereshkigal wants her husband and their wedding diadem back. That she is ready to disturb the world by sending the sinister force of the terrible seven against her enemies, to get them back. Nothing can stop her and her hellish emissaries, because her will defies death and millennial abysses, until the end of time.
Your lecture was very instructive, Professor Richter, but at the same time terrifying. Many of us will have nightmares.
Sumerian mythology is indeed disturbing. I don't deny it. But here in Richmond, we are far from the deserts of Mesopotamia, dear Mayor. It is widely said that there is a very interesting archaeological museum in your city.
That's right, forgive me. I must introduce you to your colleague. What an unforgivable omission. Moniquini, a famous Professor Oldbounds, a scientist and collector who has honored us greatly by choosing Richmond as the seat of his museum.
I can hardly wait to admire it.
Of course, distinguished colleague, I will personally be your guide. You know my colleague?
Dexter Green, yes, we know him.
Professor Richter.
Call me Ludwig. Dear Dexter, no formalities between us. You don't have an academic title, that's true. But as a researcher, you have no worthy rival, excluding, of course, my humble self.
Undoubtedly, wherever I go, almost?
I almost interfere with your plans. Huh. That's true, and I think the same of you, Dexter. Let's toast to our encounter.
I agree.
Your friends, are they archaeologists too?
Not really, but they are men of action.
I am Zagor.
Cico Felipe Caetano Lopez Martinez Gonzalez.
Two authentic Americans. If one day I become interested in Native American artifacts, I believe I could ask for your help, Zagor. You give me the impression of a man who handles himself well in the wilderness, and who, judging by the symbol you wear on your chest, has close relations with Native Americans.
You are astute, Professor.
I observe things. That's my method. So, Professor Oldbounds, I arrived in the city yesterday. Today, I prepared and gave a lecture. But now I am eager to visit your museum. Could you open it for me tonight?
I am honored, Professor Richter. But the exhibits are better seen in daylight. I wouldn't know.
Suggestive, extremely suggestive. You are right, Oldbounds. Sunlight better illuminates the details scientists study. But I like to look at these objects for their spooky appeal, PT. And the candlelight reminds me of the torchlight in the underground of the Great Pyramid.
Herr Richter, I didn't know you were such a romantic.
My dear Green, you don't know me at all. I know I have a reputation as a hardened scientist, perhaps a ruthless, grasping man. But I too have a soul.
And this is that evil Professor Richter, the cause of all our troubles. Perhaps Dexter is wrong about him.
Who knows?
Of course, I will not hide from you my desire to particularly wish to see what you brought from your last journey, dear Dexter. You were in Mesopotamia too, weren't you? Moreover, you arrived a few days before me at the place my expedition was headed.
And that is?
The lost capital of Sumer, Uruk. Several weeks earlier I had managed to determine its location by deciphering several cuneiform tablets in my Hamburg office.
1,000 scalps. What is he planning?
But when I arrived at the location, I discovered with great disappointment that someone had preceded me. An expedition had arrived before mine and deprived me of the just reward for my painstaking efforts. I immediately realized that my rival was you again, Dexter.
I was lucky. My guide took me there.
Besides the damage, there's the irony. You found with ease what took me months of hard work. But luck must be commended.
More precisely, honor to merit, Professor Richter.
Exactly, I expressed myself badly. Luck is part of our job. But will you now, dear colleague, at least allow me to see the treasure of which you unintentionally deprived me?
I don't know.
Of course, come to my office. Professor, it's locked inside.
You know, Zagor, I feel a certain apprehension when I walk down this corridor.
That's normal after everything that happened to you last night.
There's something else, a feeling, but I can't define it.
Poco dopo.
The mummy of Dumuzi, the Shepherd King, beautiful, beautiful.
Lucky him.
He was lying there, without royal jewelry?
He was wearing a valuable item, which of course we put in the safe. And here it is.
Zum Teufel. The diadem, unique of its kind. What perfect workmanship. Put it away, colleague. Night has 1,000 eyes and ears. Even in civilized Richmond, there are thieves and robbers. None of us wants science to be without such a valuable object, do we?
So, Zagor, what is your opinion of my colleague Ludwig Richter? Do you believe, like our dear naive Professor Oldbounds, that Richter is a true gentleman and a refined intellectual? Or do you believe, like me, that beneath that layer of politeness and kindness lies a cunning and unprincipled scoundrel?
If you put it that way, I won't find it difficult to agree with you, Dexter. I also noticed a flash of cynicism and sharpness in his eyes, like the glow of greed as he held the diadem in his hand. But I also wonder how much of what you attribute to him is actually professional jealousy on your part. There is no doubt that Richter is ambitious and ruthless in his work. But is that enough to consider him a criminal and murderer?
I must say I had more faith in your ability to judge people at first sight, spirit with the axe.
Wait, I didn't say Richter is a saint, but that for now we have no evidence that he is involved in the mysterious events.
And you don't doubt him at all?
If I tell you he's our suspect number one, will that reassure you, Dexter?
In a way, if we keep him under surveillance, maybe we'll discover something. If we keep a close watch on him, maybe we'll witness his meeting with the mysterious four-fingered man.
The one who tried to steal the chest and sent you to the bottom of the river? In my opinion, Richter is too cunning to be discovered in such a way, assuming he is even the mastermind. But from tomorrow I'll be on his trail. After all, we have nothing else to start with.
Il giorno dopo.
Nothing better than fresh morning air after a well-deserved rest and a hearty breakfast.
Yes, it was hearty. You ate breakfast and lunch at the same time, dear Cico. You see, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And the air is still fresh. And tonight? Alas, I am again expected to stand guard. I presume Zagor and Dexter successfully completed their shift. They certainly had no problem since they didn't wake me up.
It seems not. Our mysterious visitor didn't show up last night.
Oh, don't remind me. To lay down again before that disgusting mummy yuck. To think people will pay to enter the museum to see that hideous thing.
PST, Professor Oldbounds might hear you.
Let him hear me. Cico Felipe Caetano Lopez Martinez Gonzalez bravely expresses his opinions. I always say what I think to his face. Isn't this an ugly snout? And this one? And this other one? Oh! Caramba carambita, who is this monstrosity? Ferdinand?
That is Namtar, the Sumerian god of fate.
Namtar? Yes. Now I remember. Dexter showed him to me the other day. He is the one who brought us misfortune. And the museum even has 2 of these.
This one, I don't think so, Cico. This is the only specimen. It's very rare.
Then I'm seeing double. I'm sure there's another Namtar in the hallway leading to the professor's office.
You're mistaken. I've been working in this museum since the beginning.
It's useless to argue. Let's check.
I'm really happy you decided to stay until the museum's opening, Dexter, and if you wish to collaborate with me afterwards, we should organize a card catalog and catalog the exhibits and...
Slowly. Professor Oldbounds and archaeologist Joe behind a desk is not for me. I am a wanderer. If I must break my back, I'd rather do it during excavations in the desert in search of buried treasure.
Yes, I understand you. I wish I had your youth and physical strength. In principle, I'm surprised by your decision to stay here.
The opening of the museum, however exceptional an event, is just an excuse, dear Professor. I'm staying because I want to watch over Dumuzi's diadem and prevent Richter, Namtar's followers, or whoever our mysterious adversary is, from getting their hands on it. And until Zagor and Batterton discover...
Impossible. It was here. It was, I swear, I saw it with my own eyes.
What's happening, Cico? Who was supposed to be there?
Namtar?
What?
Holy crap.
Last night, when that bloodshed happened, the statue of Namtar was in this place. I remember it perfectly.
Ci sono passato davanti mentre andavo verso l'ufficio del professore insieme a Bat.
A little later it seemed to me that something was missing in the corridor. It was exactly Namtar's statue. Are you sure you didn't move it, Ferdinand?
I'm sure. Namtar's statue was always in the Assyro-Babylonian Hall. Professor Oldbounds can confirm that.
That's right.
But then, if Namtar's statue was always there, and I was convinced I saw it in this corridor, and then it was no longer here, what did I actually see?
Perhaps Namtar himself, dear Cico.
What?
That explains how our night intruder managed to disappear. Namtar is also the demon of shadows. He has the power to become invisible in the darkness.
So the Sumerian texts say, however...
Namtar the real one. The demon...
Cico!
You scared him, dear Dexter. You don't really believe Namtar himself left that snake in my office, do you?
Of course not. Someone imitated him, pretending to be a statue. He managed to pass unnoticed. Did you understand, Cico? Our adversary is a cunning and brave man, not a demon.
Fear. Oh, no. I'm having a blast in this museum. But now, I really want to go home. Zagor, where is Zagor?
He and Bat are keeping an eye on someone who might know more about this story than he wants to admit.
Contemporaneamente.
Again. You already cleaned my room this morning.
In our hotel, we maintain cleanliness both in the morning and in the afternoon, sir. That's why he is known and respected throughout Richmond.
I consider this a great nuisance. How long will you need?
About half an hour, sir. UHM, I'll move to work in the reading room on the ground floor. Unexpected luck, and Zagor didn't believe in this idea of mine. He's outside the hotel. I'll appear at the window. So he realizes I succeed.
That's Bat. What the hell is he doing? Richter is certainly not in the room, but if any of his men are here, Bat will draw attention to me.
Excellent. Sometimes I feel Zagor underestimates my abilities. This time he'll have to change his mind. If I can find anything to compromise the esteemed Richter. Even the most cunning criminals can make a mistake.
Herr Richter, are you uncomfortable in your room? Is something wrong?
You're still asking me. Like every German, I appreciate and respect neatness and cleanliness, but cleaning a room twice a day seems excessive to me.
I don't understand.
The cleaner is up in my room?
But the women who clean rooms only work in the morning. There are no men among them.
Nothing in the jacket pockets. Let's try the lining. That sound, the door.
I wouldn't want it to be some evildoer.
My only hope for salvation is the window.
1,000 scalps.
What is he doing now?
No one is here, Herr Richter.
And what is this here, then?
Damn it.
He must have fled when he heard us coming. But we're on the top floor.
Let's hope he doesn't look up. Damn it, I can't hold on. I can't anymore.
We sind taken it. Bunyadig will prevail. Bunyadig will prevail.
I can't believe he grew wings.
Outrageous. And in our hotel. I'm humiliated. Herr Richter, are you missing anything?
I never carry many valuables with me. That guy even emptied the trash can.
Zagor.
Quiet.
Sorry, for a moment I thought I was losing my footing.
And you did, but I caught you at the last moment.
I thought you were down on the street, Hal.
When I saw you were in trouble, I swiftly climbed the fire escape. Now we will be quiet, hoping he won't notice us. Take off those clothes before that. Self-proclaimed detective.
Immediately.
I was naive to listen to you. If Rector is involved in this story, he's not stupid enough to leave compromising evidence lying around.
You think, but he doesn't know we're spying on him.
Perhaps he didn't know before, but now after your brilliant idea, he'll be more than cautious.
Gulp!
Herr Richter?
You again. I'd like to finish my book in peace.
I am extremely sorry, Herr Richter. Someone handed me this message for you, and a carriage is waiting for you downstairs.
Did you hear something interesting?
Look down in front of the hotel entrance.
To the carriage inn, then?
The coachman is an accomplice of the four-fingered man. That's the one we caught on the river. No more doubt Richter knows our adversaries. It's very likely he's the leader of that gang.
Did you see he's not as cunning as you believe? He didn't even think he was being watched.
Yet he knows that wasn't the real cleaner.
He never saw me, and he didn't connect me to you. He believed I was an ordinary thief, a hotel rat.
Let it be so, but it is necessary to follow that carriage.
I'll take care of it. Coachman, I am a private detective. I promise you that, besides your usual fare, you will receive ample compensation if you immediately start following that carriage.
To follow that carriage, me, sir, but...
No buts. It's a matter of extreme importance. Go, gallop. 1,000 devils. We didn't need this. We didn't need this. I know this is against all laws of chivalry, madam, but I must ask you to leave the carriage at once.
How dare you?
The action I need to take is extremely urgent and dangerous. Therefore, I ask you to leave immediately. Otherwise, you will expose yourself to the risk of serious injury.
I'll injure you, rude man.
Ouch! Madam, ouch. Please, after all, I was the first to spot the carriage. You coachman, what?
This is not a carriage for hire. This is my personal carriage. Imbecile! What? You still haven't understood the essence. How do we get it into his head, Agent?
There's a way, madam.
Gulp.
Ineffective, you can go, Agent R.
As you say, madam.
What hurts me the most is not this kind of humiliation to my person. The fact that I lost sight of our criminal, but where the hell is Zagor?
The dock district, so Richter's accomplices are hiding in this infamous neighborhood. I need to be ready to jump before they reach their destination.
Coachman, where are we going? The message was from Professor Stevens, from Boston. I don't believe he would stay in this neighborhood.
Rest assured, Professor Richter. Professor Stevens prefers to travel incognito. That's why he chose an insignificant inn in this part of the city.
Yes, of course, my esteemed colleague is known for his carefulness. He knows there are more unprincipled so-called archaeologists in Richmond, so he wants to protect his discovery.
We're almost there, Professor.
Now is the moment. I believe they didn't notice me. Something isn't right here when he mentioned ruthless archaeologists. But who the hell is Professor Stevens? And Richter spoke as if he didn't know where he was being led.
So, where is my friend and colleague Professor Stevens? I don't see him.
Stevens isn't here, Richter. Moreover, I believe he's not even in the United States.
What does all this mean? Who are these people?
Can't you guess, Richter? You who trod the soil of our desert. You who desecrated the holy ground of our old capital. You will be punished by the hand of the god of fate.
I can't believe it. So you are Namtar's followers.
Your fate is already decided.
No, wait, I didn't desecrate the holy temple. My rebel Dexter Green deprived you of the mummy of King Dumuzi and his diadem.
For him and his friends, an even worse and crueler fate awaits against them. We will summon the terrible seven. You are lucky, Richter. You will die by our hand.
No. Help. Help.
You cry in vain. In this neighborhood, no one pays attention to calls for help. You can't escape.
I'm coming, Richter.
The man in the red costume.
It is not for us to kill him. Fate has allotted him to Namtar. Let's flee, followers of Namtar. Fate will be kind to us another time.
Are you crazy? This guy needs to be killed once and for all. Die, Zagor. I have
1,000 scalps. You killed him on the spot, Professor.
He was about to shoot.
Believe me, I would have managed anyway, but I thank you.
I feel weak.
Professor Richter.
Never before have I killed a man, and if it weren't for you. Those people, they were followers of Namtar. They wanted to execute me in the name of their god.
I heard, unfortunately, they all disappeared. They even took the one I wounded with them.
He'll try again. There's nowhere to hide. I'm lost.
Now calm down. We need to get out of here before those guys change their minds and come back to finish the job.
Al tramonto.
In the name of all African gods. That's Zagor. Zagor is coming.
Quickly, friends, let's go meet him.
You'll see I'm right, Bat. Unlike you, Zagor never loses track.
I hope so.
Karambata, where did you get that carriage?
That's the carriage Richter got into.
Friends, I have a surprise for you. I present to you the man I rescued from a trap set by the so-called followers of Namtar.
Dear gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you again.
The pleasure is ours, Professor Richter.
Karambata. I don't understand anything anymore.
Me neither, dear Cico.
What happened to you, Professor? Are you feeling ill?
Forgive me, dear colleague. The shock was too great. I am not a man of action. O.H.
Richter.
He fainted.
Too much excitement. Let's take him inside.
You tell me? This was a great thrill for us. I hope you'll explain everything to us, dear Zagor.
Everything you want to know, Dexter.
Poco dopo.
His pulse is weak. Blood pressure is low, but he'll recover soon.
Then he really fainted, and I thought it was all an act?
You don't easily change your opinion of people, do you, Dexter?
My friend, my poor opinion of Richer is not based on our long-standing rivalry or entrenched prejudices. And that includes all possible ways of achieving one's own goals.
Yet I saw him in danger with my own eyes. I heard him question the coachman as if he didn't know him.
Yes? And then he even shot him in the back? Thus saving your life? A move that suits his character more than this straying fainting spell.
The tension probably overwhelmed him.
And Namtar's followers. From your description, they don't look like Orientals at all.
Only one is an Oriental, their leader. I presume the rest are mercenaries hired here in America.
Everything fits. I am reluctant to admit it, but I may have to partially rethink my stance on my old enemy. This time we have a common enemy.
It seems he's recovering. He wants to say something.
The whip of the Terrible Seven. Azeg egg, UD, Gdim. They will exterminate us all.
I don't understand what he's talking about, but I'm filled with dread.
Do you remember the lecture, Cico? He repeats the names of the Terrible Seven, the group of Sumerian demons to which Namtar belongs. He's obviously delirious.
Calm down, Professor.
He will descend upon the world. We are lost? Zagor EN not efficient, Kenfi.
You are safe now.
What happened? I feel like I was screaming, but as if I didn't hear my own words.
You were in the middle of a nightmare. You were mumbling the names of the demons you spoke about in your lecture.
The Terrible Seven. Yes, now I remember that man in Arabic dress. The one who wanted to kill me. He summoned them. He said he would send them after you.
But that is, of course, impossible. You don't believe.
No, of course not, but after such an experience, I feel a threat from a mere shadow. Believe me, colleague, the very thought of returning to my solitary and unsafe room fills me with terror.
Don't even think about it. You're not feeling well. You'll stay here. If you wish, you can stay here for the entire duration of your visit to Richmond. I believe we will all be honored by your presence, won't we?
Yes, I share Professor Oldbounds' idea. I am aware, Professor Richter, that our past relationship has not been exactly idyllic.
Say no more. Green, when we are in the field, in distant lands, searching for objects we hold more valuable than our lives. I admit that I never hesitate to outpace a competitor in archaeological research. I have used violent and illegal means.
Long live honesty.
I am ambitious. Why hide it? But your methods are not much different. We both share a sincere love for science. This time, as what happened to you and me shows, we are in the same boat. We must fight together. Shake my hand.
I agree.
Hooray! Who would have thought that the terrible Richer would turn out to be a good person?
By the gods, my master even shook his hand. The world will turn upside down.
Let's put our differences aside. After all, Zagor followed me for dishonorable reasons, to spy on me. But if he hadn't done so, I wouldn't be here. And in the man hiding behind the brave Jambo, I recognize the bizarre cleaner who made my afternoon mysterious and unpleasant.
A.M. My name is Batterton, from the Batterton and Batterton Detective Agency.
Interesting, and now, if you don't mind, I'd like to rest. And I would postpone for tomorrow the acquaintance with all my new allies in the fight against unknown and deadly enemies.
Jambo will keep watch outside your door, Professor.
It seems there's no more doubt. The person who entered Professor Oldbounds' office last night, with the intention of stealing Dumuzi's diadem, disguised as Namtar's statue, and in the dark we couldn't notice the trick.
Then it must be a dwarf. Namtar's statue is barely 1.5 meters tall.
Maybe he's not tall, but he's very cold-blooded.
How did he manage to enter the museum when Jambo, Bat, and I were guarding tirelessly?
Unfortunately, this building is huge. Every corner cannot be monitored. it wouldn't be a problem for a skillful man to, for example, descend from the roof skylight.
Professor Oldbounds is right. One of us should take up position there.
We'll all stand guard, and then we'll get sick from lack of sleep.
Cico is right. We can't do this alone. The whole thing has become too serious.
Provided the police believe you, Professor Oldbound's a gang of fanatics, followers of an ancient Sumerian religion, trying to get their hands on the mummy. A story that the Richmond police will find hard to swallow.
I am a tax-paying citizen, and I have a right to protection. After all, Richer was attacked by those villains.
The terrible seven, that Arabian curse doesn't please me at all.
Be calm, Cico. The criminals we will face are certainly of flesh and blood.
Quella notte.
Are you sure you'll be able to stay awake all night, Jambo?
Don't worry, Zagor. Unlike you, I rested today. Tomorrow, a few hours of sleep will be enough for me to recover. And I'd say you've given me a rather calm guard position. If it's not a bird or a monkey, how will our mysterious enemy climb onto the roof? Especially since you'll be watching outside.
I don't know what to tell you, Jambo, but he already sneaked into the museum once. He did it relatively easily. But if we keep our eyes wide open this time, we'll catch him. Be careful.
You ain't him. Before a man like Zagor, I had to hide my fears. I didn't want him to despise me, because I'm afraid our enemy is a ghost.
La notte passa senza imprevisti, verso le 2 del mattino.
Zagor!
Did something happen, Dexter?
It's my turn to guard, damn it, and I just fell asleep. It's unforgivable.
Don't worry, my friend. I'm not tired.
Nothing unusual so far.
Nothing. I've made a few rounds around the museum if you're planning to go. Don't forget to lock the main entrance. Regardless, now I need a refreshing sleep, and I'll sleep much more peacefully due to the fact that Dexter and Jambo are on guard, not Batterton and Cico.
I have kept vigil in other places, wild and dangerous, yet in the Asian deserts and African jungles, I felt far more at peace. What's happening to me? I have a strange feeling as if... That sound, it seems to be coming from a large cat. Here it is again. It can't be mistaken for another sound. Maybe it's a panther or a lion. But how is that possible? Holy crap! Those paw prints, they are the same ones we found near the ruins of Uruk, on the night when 2 men from the expedition were torn apart. No!
What's happening? Juana Dexter. May the African gods protect me. What is that?
Ah! What's happening? Where are the shots coming from?
I heard Dexter's pistol outside, but then...
Watch out.
1,000 scalps. Pieces of glass are flying everywhere.
Look!
Jambo.
Ah!
Hold on, my friend. I'll take care of him. You go look for Dexter.
All right away.
What the hell could have happened? And now, I hope he holds on. Watch out for the glass shards. I made it. I'll get you out, my friend. Come on. You're safe, Jambo.
Zag, your hands are bloody.
Let it go. It's important that you're safe. What happened? Who were you shooting at?
I don't know. I thought I saw a beast like a ghostly black lion. It was bulletproof, and then it jumped on me. I took a few steps back, fell through the skylight.
The shadow of the beast?
UD Ogi. The desert demon in the form of a cat. That's him, without a doubt. I found his paw prints near Uruk. He is one of the terrible 7. And now he's here. No one can stop him. He'll kill us all.
Calm down, Rachel. You're still in shock.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid my colleague and rival is somewhat right, Zagor.
Dexter injured.
Just a few scratches. The beast's claws were very sharp, but I shot at it and I must have hit it.
That's right, I found traces of blood outside.
As far as I can see, Professor Richer, your demon is not immune to hot lead.
For goodness sake, if we're all here, that means no one is guarding the safe in my office.
Ma un rapido controllo della cassafortesia dimostra che il diadema di Dumuzzi è ancora al suo posto.
Everything's fine. No one touched anything. I believed they wanted to distract us to steal the diadem.
Thieves in human form would behave like that, Professor. But our adversaries are demons that come from a dark past.
Il giorno seguente.
They believe the museum only wants publicity at their expense. Ghostly lions, demons. Such a story is absurd and unbelievable to them.
So, the Richmond police refused to help us.
And all that rambling of Professor Richer about the terrible 7 wasn't of much help.
He says that we have been visited so far by Bear Ella, the serpent of nightmares, and Udug, the demon in cat form.
Don't forget the dwarf who disguised himself as Namtar. I want to remind you, my Mexican friend, that those terrifying deities haven't caused any particular damage so far.
Only because you have nerves of steel, dear Zagor, and I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Why don't we rent a room at the hotel tonight?
A-Band and our friends.
Caramba carambita! No doctor ordered them to sleep in that disgusting museum full of mummies and junk.
OLD Bounds and Dexter would never leave the museum unguarded. Ferdinand and Jambo would never abandon their masters and Bat, no matter how much he wished to be elsewhere. Hired to guard the damned Sumerian diem. Many things can be said about him, especially that he's clumsy and incompetent.
His portrait in 2 words.
But we also know that when he commits to something, he sees it through to the end.
Only because he's stubborn and persistent, and he's just as afraid as I am.
Richer is afraid. Moreover, he seems to be losing his nerves, but despite that, he wants to stay in the museum.
Ah, I understand him. He's afraid to be alone. He's on the blacklist, isn't he?
And what if all this is a farce? It's strange that a specialist in Sumerian demonology, like Professor Richter, is so convinced of the actual existence of these demons.
That's what I fear. He knows about those things.
Like Dexter, who claims it's simply old superstition.
You and I have experienced so much in the past that we could afford to be skeptics. Zagor?
I know, yet Richter was interested in the diadem. Now he's found a way to be near Professor Oldbounds' safe.
But you saved him from the hands of Namtar's followers.
I must admit, I can't get over the antipathy I feel towards professors from Hamburg.
That's because we already had an encounter with a German professor. Do you remember Weiss?
UHM, you're right. If I'm not mistaken, he's also from Hamburg. Our today's tour of the dock district was of no use to us. I hope to encounter one of those guys who attacked us yesterday afternoon. We even visited some suspicious bars to ask a few questions.
Brave indeed.
Those who like us are used to Western saloons. Will certainly not be frightened by the taverns in Richmond Harbor.
In any case, no one knew anything about Namtar, as if they fell from the sky.
Or they didn't want to talk about it.
Possibly, but my sixth sense also didn't trigger any signal here. The hunt was unsuccessful.
Another night is approaching. I wish I could get my hands on one of the terrible 7, given that the mythical cat Udug slipped through my fingers.
The story about demons doesn't convince you?
I hope my brain doesn't turn to mush as happened to Richer. The old man disappointed me. I considered him a ruthless, but capable person. Instead, he went to pieces at the mere threat of death.
Caramba! Carambita! Not everyone can be as brave as you two. Better tell us what other threats await us. In this room, you are the expert on Sumerian mythology.
I'll do everything in my night, Paco. The Arab who attacked Richter cast a curse of the 7 upon us? The first 3 have already visited us, which means there are 4 left. Azag, the deadly south wind, Giddim, the demon who awakens the souls of the dead who have no rest. This one's tricky, isn't it?
Gasp!
Gala, the black vortex in Dinger, the hurricane. Satisfied?
Not really. Just hearing their names makes me shiver. Do we know what they look like? How are they dangerous?
I don't really know what to tell you. Look, Cico, the terrible 7 demons are actually a personification of desert winds.
In short, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Gentlemen, Professor Oldbounds told me to ask you for help.
Oh, of course, Ferdinand. How can we help you?
I am afraid I won't be able to close all the museum windows in time. If you look outside, you'll understand. A terrible hurricane is brewing.
A 1,000 devils. The only thing missing was rain.
The skylights are now securely closed. Wanabataton, we can go down.
Excellent job. Jambo, this way no one will be able to enter from this side. Although, to be honest, that monster you saw, the ghostly lion, might be able to get through the door.
Bona Dexter claims I was a victim of illusion.
An illusion from which you felt claws.
Exactly, by all the gods.
In that case, dear Jambo, it must have been an illusion. Otherwise that beast would have torn you apart. And she just passed through you as you claim.
Like gulp a ghost.
Sometimes eyes believe they see things that do not exist, Bat, without disturbing the souls of the dead and the demons. There's no doubt that we are facing dangerous and ruthless enemies, but I maintain my opinion that they are of flesh and blood.
And how did they succeed then?
To perform the trick from the previous evening, I have no idea, but I intend to find out. So friends, have you secured all the window shutters?
All the windows in the museum are closed and barricaded with planks. They can withstand the onslaught of a hurricane and potential intruders.
Hey, this is dreadful weather, or ghostly weather, caramba and carambita. You said that these Sumerian demons are essentially winds, didn't you? Judging by the hell outside, it seems that Ase, Udug, and the rest of the 7 have struck us.
Interesting observation, Cico. Indeed, perhaps not far from the truth. Because our enemies could use the hurricane to launch a definitive attack on us.
For a moment, I thought you had stopped believing in the existence of those demons, Dexter.
If I were in their play, on a night like this, I would stay home under the blanket.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid we won't get any sleep tonight, Cico. How are we going to deplore Zagor? I suggest the 2 of us stay in Professor Oldbounds' office, next to the safe, and the other 2 block the entrance to the corridor.
Perfect planned. Detective. But our goal is not only to protect Dumuzi's diadem. We want to unmask our mysterious enemies once and for all, therefore.
So the hurricane was forecast for tonight. How is that possible?
This is hurricane season. Cico sailors know how to predict the weather 2 days in advance. Be sure that not a single ship has sailed from Richmond Harbor today.
Alas, I fear Zega and Dexter were right to expect an attack tonight.
It's already pitch black and it's only 6 o'clock in the evening.
L'ora di cena.
Another portion of soup, Professor Richter. It's warm and will do you good.
Yes. Thank you, Ferdinand.
Judging by your appetite, it's clear you're much better, dear colleague. I'm glad to hear that.
I feel much better physically, but please forgive me. I'm afraid my nerves are in a terrible state. I hear suspicious sounds, and I see shadows as a threat everywhere. As a man of action, I have not shown particularly.
The spirit of a scientist predominates in you, Professor Richter. Do not blame yourself for that.
I know, but now I fear the vengeance of Namtar's followers, precisely because I killed one of them.
Here you are among friends, and I can guarantee that your nervous breakdown will not be known beyond these walls. Moreover, you showed great coolness by killing that man and thus saving the life of our dear friend Zagor.
That's why we are all gathered here, Professor. Don't tell me you'd feel safer in your room.
No, Well, it seems unusual to me such a decision to leave the diadem without any supervision.
The safe is well locked at the end of the corridor. The office where it's located is in the central part of the museum and has no windows.
And you reason as if our enemies are only human beings.
And aren't they?
That Arab, he must have been a Kasapu, an evil sorcerer. He cast the curse of the terrible 7 against us. Do you hear him outside? Do you hear the hurricane hissing and howling? Demons ride with the storm. Dinger is the hurricane that destroys everything in its path. Azag, the wind of death. Jidin, who raises the dead. Gala, the dark whirlwind of restless souls. They are here. They are here. I feel them. They will devour us all.
Calm down.
Professor.
Mamna!
Oh yes.
The window shutters, Jambo, help me.
Candles. BAT, Cico, torches.
I immediately.
Holy Mother of Pillar, who is that?
Stop, it's just a statue. Don't you see? You almost shot a priceless treasure. Devil's priceless treasure? Karamba karambita? I see horrible and disgusting monsters everywhere. When the real monsters come, will you then tell me how to recognize them?
And this smell? What is that sharp, sweet smell? It's not the smell of food, because this smell makes me sick.
I feel it too. Maybe it's the resin used to coat the torches.
Bana Dexter. This smell, I know it.
Yes, Jambo. It's the smell of embalming fluid. Have you forgotten in Egypt? We studied how the ancient Egyptians embalmed corpses.
1,000 scalps, what does that mean?
Ah, the dead. The dead are coming.
Impossible!
Mama?
What are they? And how did they get into the museum?
They look like mummies. Walking mummies. Zagor, you are the monster expert.
Torches, we'll keep them at bay with torches. Like this.
Ferdinand.
Black whirlwind.
1,000 scalps.
Ahash!
No.
Richter, stop. AM.
Watch out, Dexter. Get away from me, scoundrel.
Zagor!
Impossible.
MAMH?
Anything is possible for the followers of Namtar, for those who command the dead and shadows. Shadows, this is my wish and command. Leave the matter that imprisons you, be free again. Dadvor these secrial Jesus infidels.
Shadows of Egyptian gods. Impossible.
Gods, but W1 Dexter. Do something.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Shadows, they can't be alive. Zagor, do you think a pistol will help against these nightmarish creatures?
Perhaps the shadows are not immaterial in nature. But the man in the cloak is certainly of flesh and blood.
Zagor, spirit with the axe, my magic is stronger than yours.
1,000 scalps. Shoot, Dexter.
No, I can't. Shadows, they are not immaterial. I can't move, I feel.
Bana Dexter. No.
Great God Holus, forgive your unbelieving son.
Professor Oldbounds.
Help!
Zagor EN?
Damn it.
Oh.
Bullets don't stop them.
But the Arab is gone, And so are the moving mummies, did you notice?
Does it matter? The shadows are enough to kill us.
Zagor, Cico, do something.
The light should drive them away.
Yes, look, Cico. The window and Ferdinand closed.
What does the window have to do with it now? It opened when that damned whirlwind blew in.
And it's closed now. Close your eyes tightly. Breathe as little as possible.
I don't understand, Zagor. If you think that will shorten my agony, but I hoped you would come up with some brilliant solution that would save us all.
That's what I'm trying. And I hope I'm not mistaken. I passed between the shadows without hesitation. Luckily, the ladder is still in place. I hope I succeed. I feel a terrible weakness. Air, fresh air. And now, Cico, wake up.
My head!
I also have a bad headache, but it should pass quickly since fresh night air is coming in now.
Caramba, carambita. Where did those terrifying shadows go?
They returned to their places. Cico, those were projections of statues.
I can't explain how our opponents did it, but what we saw was mostly a hallucination.
But how? Somehow they threw some kind of narcotic gas into this room. We were lucky that window flew open due to the hurricane. Ferdinand then closed it loosely and I managed to open it again before I lost consciousness.
But the black whirlwind?
Another illusionist trick. On the windowsills were these pieces of glass. Ferdinand was hit by some kind of gas bomb. Whoever threw it is still in the museum. The shadows are gone, but now the two of us must confront our real enemies.
Who threw it?
I'm gonna look for the one who played this joke.
That guy in Arabic dress. Be careful, he might use another dangerous trick.
Certainly, but nothing can surprise me anymore. Or at least I hope so. Cico is right. If Namtar's followers use other drugs, I might not be able to. In front of me in the darkness, those blazing eyes. 1,000 scalps. It's obviously another illusion. In the previous case, this lion's shadow passed through Jambo without harming him, so... No, it's impossible. He's bodiless. I couldn't hit him, but he wounded me. One more scratch like that, and I won't be able to fight. Is it possible that I am really facing you, Doug? The lion demon of ancient Sumer. No, I don't believe it. It must be a trick. Concentrate, Zagor. You must spot and hit your real opponent before he attacks again. You are no ghost, you wretch. Let me see your face. A short man, only a little taller than a dwarf, with artificial claws and paws, unfortunately. It must be the same person who managed to enter the museum disguising himself as Namtar's statue, but how?
I understand your surprise, Zagor.
You
wonder how it's possible that you saw a black lion, Udug, instead of him. It's all thanks to the power of the mind. On the feet, in Basra, I am known as the Mage Fazar. I am able to make others see what does not exist, thanks to the power of my gaze. Your comrade on the terrace, Jambu Menzai, saw my eyes, believed he was being attacked by a black lion, but my poor friend Mardu, the last of Namtar's followers, was outside, near Dexter Green. People of strong will resist my hypnotic powers better, and you have shown it.
So you are the leader of this hellish cult?
Poor Mardu and I followed Dexter Green and Jambo from the lost city of Uruk, with the intention of taking the sacred body of King Dumuzi from them.
The disguise of your mummies seemed much more convincing just now.
The drug in the air and in your food created a perfect illusion for you, of course. My men and I were immune to the poisonous effect. I'm asking the question, Zagor. We took Dumuzi's mummy, but not his diadem.
In the food, but who?
The diadem wasn't in the safe. Where is it?
Professor Richter.
They captured me. They threatened to kill me.
You deserve to die 1,000 times, Richter. You and all the other unbelievers, for your acts of sacrilege. For the death of my faithful friend Mardu. But I will have mercy on you. I will grant you life, if I get that diadem. You hide it, Zagor. Tell me where it is, or Professor Richter will be the first to die.
On HH. And no, I beg you.
Let go of the Professor, Phaser. Here's your damn diadem.
The sacred diadem of Dumuzi. Goodbye, Zagor.
Ash.
We have the mummy and the diadem. We won.
That diabolical laugh. That's the Arab's voice. I can't believe Zagor. Anem!
Calm down, Cico, it's me.
Ferdinand, you're awake. And the others?
Still unconscious. Bat, Dexter, Professor Oldbounds. Jambo, what happened?
Our opponents used narcotic gas, or something similar. Zagor thinks they used illusionist tricks to make us believe we were dealing with living dead and evil spirits.
Zagor, where is he?
In the other wing of the museum. He followed them there. I only heard his battle cry. But then only that damned Arab spoke. I'm starting to fear the worst. They're coming. I knew this time it would be too much for him. I shouldn't have let him go alone.
Now it's our turn, Cico.
Don't be stupid, Ferdinand. You're not a man of action. Hide and leave everything to me.
Watch out, Cico. No, it's impossible.
1,000 scalps, I'm falling.
You are my prisoner forever, Zagor, prisoner of nothingness and chaos.
No?
Accept it, spirit with the axe. My superior will has defeated you. From now on, you will carry the shame of defeat.
Zagor! Zagor! Thank heavens you came to your senses.
Cico.
Zagor, my friend, you are stronger than any poison.
Poison, what happened? Where am I?
Calm down. This is Richmond Hospital.
You have extraordinary physical strength. Mr. Zagor, the gas you inhaled attacks the nervous system.
In such situations, a person of normal physical constitution can die from respiratory paralysis or remain in a coma for weeks. However, you, though almost unconscious, fought with all your strength to emerge from the hallucinogenic dream.
How long have I been here?
Only 2 days, but...
These 2 days, damn it.
Are you crazy? You mustn't get up. We need to subject you to further tests. The weakness could return. The cure.
The best cure will be to catch the scoundrel who did this to me. Thanks for everything, but I'm leaving.
Alcuni minuti dopo.
That's terrible, and all my fault. I made a big mistake.
No, don't blame yourself. Zagor, you are an extraordinary person. I can tell you that because I know you well. This time we are dealing with terrible adversaries.
Yes, perhaps that scoundrel Phaser knows a few illiteral tricks, but he slipped up by having the drug put in our food.
In what we ate for dinner, so.
There's a traitor among us, Cico.
Gulp!
The police apologized for underestimating this case. Now the investigation is underway. But the mummy and the diadem are gone.
Believe me, my friends, that's not what causes me the most pain. Already the betrayal of a man I considered a reliable friend.
Ferdinand was friendly to me too, but his disappearance is obvious proof of his guilt.
Caramba carambita. I simply can't believe Ferdinand was an accomplice of those villains. He tried to warn me before I got hit. Maybe they kidnapped him?
For what purpose? Why didn't they put him to sleep? Namtar's followers were interested only in their archaeological plunder. They didn't touch other objects in the museum, nor did they kill any of us. Of course, they fiercely attacked Zagor, because he is the most dangerous among us. But why would they kidnap Ferdinand?
Maybe he saw something he shouldn't have seen,
In that case, they could have simply killed him, couldn't they?
I'm afraid they've already done it or are about to do it. Ferdinand is in great danger. You told me the wharf's body was taken away.
Before you mentioned him, Zagor, we didn't even know about any wharf.
Mardu was Fazer's accomplice. I believe they are the only two Namtar's followers who followed you from Mesopotamia. Whether it's about those who attacked us on the river, the man without a finger, or the guys who staged the comedy at the port.
And attacked Richter?
Mardu's body has been taken, just like Ferdinand currently. This looks like a robbery, and the Richmond police won't be too excited about a mummia and an ancient ornament. And Ferdinand will not be able to reveal the name of the real traitor.
But who, for heaven's sake, you don't mean?
Where's Richter?
As soon as he recovered, he immediately returned to the hotel.
He seemed genuinely shaken. Bat and Jambo escorted him because he was still afraid for his life.
That's strange, isn't it? You described him as cold-blooded and ruthless besides. He didn't hesitate to shoot the man with the beard.
To save your life? But then he really lost his head. Zagor, are you saying it was all just a show, that he even staged the attack at the port and then killed his accomplice to make his lie more convincing, thus infiltrating among us?
Where are Bat and Jambo at this moment? Are they watching Richter?
But of course not. The professor left yesterday morning.
While I was out of commission. He recovered?
Yes, and I had my doubts. I thought of asking Jambo to keep an eye on him. But then I attributed it to my negative prejudices against him. Then Bat Batterton asked for Jambo's help with a certain investigation.
To hell with Bat and his investigations that lead to no conclusions. We must go to Richter's hotel immediately.
Will you explain to me what it's about?
If we don't find him, it will be because he left in a great hurry, and my suspicions will be confirmed.
He said he was disturbed by Ferdinand's disappearance and that he would make himself available to the police.
Your former enemy seems sincere.
If he wasn't sincere, then to his numerous abilities I must add the talent of an Athenec comedian. Admittedly, there is something that, upon reflection, left me confused. Inspector Sanders offered him police protection on behalf of the police. Richter replied that there was no need for that. He insisted on it, saying that Namtar's followers had achieved what they wanted, and Sanders demanded that police officers be stationed to guard his hotel room.
Exactly as the two plainclothes police officers who were discreetly monitoring the museum did.
You have a good eye, Zagor.
But they reacted too late. Inspector Sanders should have listened to us earlier, but if it's already like that.
If so, then the Richmond police will take care of monitoring Richter.
We will still visit the hotel.
Nel frattempo.
You can freely say it was excellent, dear Jambo. The so-called followers of Namtar come across the ocean. Don't they, Professor Richter, recognize that Arab among the Mummy thieves the other evening?
Your idea to check all sailing ships was good, Bat.
And although that guy knows 1,000 tricks, he certainly can't swim home or fly. Carrying a Sumerian mummy as luggage on the way.
Quite right, but the police have already deployed their agents in the river and seaports.
The police, bar 10, 100, 1,000 of those beetle-browed men aren't worth as much as the keen eye which misses nothing of a private detective like the one present here. Not to mention my nose, for detecting criminals. It's better than a hunting dog's.
Then they must be far away, since we've been going in circles for hours.
They must have hidden well, waiting for the right moment, to leave the city when the net around them tightens. Here's what we'll do, you, under the guise of looking for work. Inquire on that ship down there.
And you, Bat?
I'm going to sniff the air in this place.
Without me, are you sure about that?
You're too conspicuous, my black and muscular friend. It's true that I can't improvise a sailor disguise quickly, but it will be enough to change my expression and make it look cruel.
You look more like someone suffering from toothache.
Leave that to me, and you return with a lot of valuable information.
I can't believe my own eyes. Zagor was right about Batterton. He's the most incredible and muddled detective I've ever seen. To be honest, I haven't met any so far. And if all private detectives in America are like this, maybe luck will help the brave and the senseless lunatics.
Hey, you! Are you winking at me by any chance?
Me, I would never dare. Tell me something, pretty girl. Are you the waitress here?
Don't you see? Oh yes, you must be blind. Let me sniff your money and tell me what you want.
Here's $1. I want beer. 1,000 whales. Him information.
For $1?
You'll get much more. I'm looking for an Arab. There can't be many in Richmond.
And who knows? I don't even know what an Arab looks like. Is that a tick in your eye or what?
Well, something similar. Damn it, I must remember to look cruel. Inquire then, you'll get a reward if you find anything.
UHM, of course.
Everyone's looking at me, with undoubtedly submissive expressions. My cruel expression is working. I must remember to dedicate a chapter to it in the private detective handbook when I find the time to write it. I'll call it psychological disguise or camouflage through gestures, or something like that.
Hey, you there!
I brought you One-Eyed Smith. He owns the place. Why don't you ask him your question?
With pleasure, 1,000 whales. I'm looking for an Arab who...
Who?
Damn it, he's not joking about his cruel expression either.
Are you challenging me, stranger? Are you mocking One-Eyed Smith?
Well,
At one moment, he winked with one eye, at another with the other. Perhaps he has a nasty tick.
A tick? You say I also have a very nasty tick. Hands!
Wait a moment, I can explain. It's clear my disguise worked, even too well. I camouflaged myself so well because... Disguise camouflage?
Are you here to spy on us? Are you a cop?
Kill him, Smithy.
Break his bones.
You wanted to imitate me. I'll satisfy you. Like this. Now you have a nice black eye, but that's not enough.
Smithy, maybe he just wanted to joke.
He's a spy. We'll see who he can spy on when I go out his other eye.
Just a moment, it's not what you think.
Don't you think you're exaggerating, sir?
Who? Get away, Black Snout, or...
Hey! If you want to play with knives, what about mine? But it's better not to use weapons, my friend. Finished. My fists will be enough for you.
You made the biggest mistake in your... Alive! E-A-H! Ouch! Ah!
Let's get out of here, bye.
All together on them.
Calm down.
Lamb!
Ouch.
I was doing fine without you, Jambo, but thank you anyway. Did you investigate that ship?
Poco dopo.
Not yet. I wanted to have a beer before that. I can't tell him I came back because I smelled trouble. His professional pride is immense.
BA after that carnage you caused. It's unlikely anyone will want to give us information. 223.
Yes, you're right. Don't you think it's better to leave this neighborhood for today? You aren't, H.M. It doesn't seem to me that you've made any particular progress here.
What do you mean that I know the art of tracking like? His pockets.
What happened?
These leaves, what the... no, it's impossible.
Nel frattempo.
Dear Cico, the truth is that there is not a single police agent in front of the hotel.
This is Reiter's hotel. Isn't it this time the police officers camouflage themselves much better?
How is that possible? Inspector Sanders said.
Probably the agents assigned to Richer are guarding the corridor. Stay here, friends. I want to visit the esteemed professor, but without announcement.
What superb agility!
Typical Zagor behavior. He'd be able to climb that wall without using stairs. But I wonder what he's planning. We have no solid evidence against the professor, apart from the fact that he's extremely unpleasant, and it wouldn't be good to, with all the troubles we have, also turn the police against us.
Richer's room looks empty. The professor isn't here. That explains the absence of agents guarding Richter. They must have escorted him somewhere. What could I find here? Certainly not the diadem. Bat has already searched the room in vain. The door is open. Strange, Bonesque. 1,000 scalps. Good day, Agent. I can explain everything. My name is Zagor. Did Inspector Sanders explain? What the hell? These people are hypnotized or drugged. Thazar, this is certainly one of that damned Arab's devilish tricks. Besides Ferdinand, he also kidnapped Richter. But why? Unless Richter, as I'm beginning to suspect, went with him willingly as his accomplice, but where 1,000 drums?
Poco dopo.
That will only make him suspect our intentions, since he didn't see anyone either.
Unbelievable, no one saw him leave. Should we question the hotel receptionist?
With that hypnotic talent, Phasar is indeed a dangerous opponent. If we confront him directly, we'll have big problems.
Unless we approach him from behind.
Cico discovered the core of the problem. We must attack him by surprise.
Are you two kidding me? Or have you lost your minds? So far, those scoundrels, with their demonic tricks, have manipulated us as they please, and we have no idea where they are. Perhaps they are already boarding a ship to cross the Atlantic again. They are taking poor Ferdinand and my unfortunate rival with them.
Now, are you convinced that Richer has nothing to do with this intrigue?
Yes, but as a victim like us. Earlier I had deep suspicions about him. But now that he has disappeared under mysterious circumstances, I feel great guilt about it. All my life I've thought badly of him.
And perhaps you are good at judging people, Dexter. You were not mistaken about your esteemed colleague. Look.
What?
That's him, Richer.
Caramba! Carambita!
But how?
Let's go.
The porter didn't even glance at him.
Because he didn't see him. He must have hypnotized him.
What do the gentlemen wish?
To hell, but he sees us perfectly.
Distract him, friends. I'm counting on you.
Agreed. Well, we want a room.
But first, we'd like to see it.
Of course, gentleman boy.
To send a boy to show us the room. That's outrageous. Don't you think that's offensive, Mr. Green?
Nothing like this has ever happened to me. Senor Felipe Caetano Lopez Gonzalez. In the Paris Ritz, they would behave completely differently.
In the Hotel Guadalupe in Mexico City, the best rooms were shown to me while I was in the company of the owner personally.
But gentlemen...
That time, if I'm not mistaken, we were guests of the president, Senor.
I am confused. If you agree, I will lead you upstairs.
Otherwise, I will immediately call the owner.
Excellent job. It seems those two comedians complement each other perfectly. Two agents are still hypnotized, but where is Richer in his room? The door is opening.
The early bird catches the worm.
That. OHH. Professor!
No, calm down. Is everything all right here?
We have nothing to report. You can sleep peacefully, Professor. The Richmond police are watching over you.
Certainly. And with commendable diligence, I'll recommend you for promotion, boys.
He woke them from hypnosis with a certain phrase. Just as I thought, that scoundrel is Phaser's accomplice, how he deceived me by killing his accomplice so cold-bloodedly. And all that was part of a plan to infiltrate among us, so we wouldn't suspect him.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for my room, but I must have gone to the wrong floor.
I've never seen you before. Get away from me! Help, armed savage.
Hands up!
1,000 scalps.
Help!
It's a misunderstanding, Agent.
Take off your belt, or I'll shoot.
To hell.
AM! Shoot him!
Get out of the way.
Rich!
There's no point in arguing. I must get my hands on Richer. Where the hell is he? Professor Richer. You try in vain to escape me.
Zagor. Thank heavens I heard some commotion. I thought it was them, Namtar's followers.
Go back inside, Professor. You risk falling. I came to greet you.
No, I can't. I'm afraid. Give me your hand, Zagor.
Brave. Well, just one last effort.
Goodbye, Zagor.
A scoundrel. No.
Up there, look.
You're under arrest, rogue!
Poco dopo.
I'm sorry, Inspector. I couldn't have imagined. Enough with that. Don't invent new excuses or I'll send you back to the port to deal with local squabbles. Maybe someone will smash that hull ahead of yours. You must have a very poor opinion of the Richmond police. First, we underestimated the threat to the museum.
They are not to blame. Inspector Sanders, they were subject to Phaser's hypnotic will.
UHM, more magic. EA, you must forgive me. Zagor, some things I don't understand, nor will I ever understand them.
You still don't believe?
On the contrary, how could I doubt your word, or Mr. Dexter's word? The fact remains that Richter is as free as a bird.
Yes, he went down the fire escape and disappeared. I couldn't follow him. I lost precious minutes convincing your agents.
Don't rub salt in my wound again. If only you gentlemen had seen where he was going, if you had followed him.
Unfortunately, we were at the hotel and didn't immediately realize what was happening.
It's our turn then, the professionals. I wish I could be sure of the efficiency of my police. Speaking of which, where is your friend, the famous Detective Batterton of the Batterton and Batterton Agency? I would be delighted if I could rely on his detective experience.
That's a good one, but I'll have to disappoint you, Inspector. Compared to Bat, your agents are phenomenal trackers.
As the saying goes, never trust your friends. As soon as you distance yourself from them, they'll do everything to discredit you.
B.A.T.
Caramba! Carambita!
But I wish to forgive Cico for that, because he knows nothing about the finesse of detective investigation. My friends, I am surprised and happy to find you all together, along with the representatives of public order. Since I have to announce to you that I have solved the case of the missing diadem, or at least I know who the culprit is.
Serious?
I will pretend not to have heard your ironic remark. Cico, the fact is that Batterton and Batterton's method have yielded results. More precisely, these papers that I took from Rich's waste basket a few days ago and which I just...
Let me see them. 600 flanneler underwear. These handkerchiefs with the monogram B&B. What the hell does this mean?
Oops, that's my laundry bill. Richter's notes are in the other pocket.
1,000 scalps. This is a map of the museum's interior, showing the location of Oldbounds' office. He must have drawn it during his short visit after the lecture.
I said it was a mistake to invite him there?
Other indications are apparently his notes on exhibiting and lecturing the gods and demons of Sumer, but next to Namtar's name is, in parentheses, Marduz.
For goodness sake, that's the dwarf, Phaser's accomplice, who disguised himself as the god of fate.
Next to the name of the demon Udug is clearly written, drug and food for all. F will give me the antidote.
Namtar, Mardu Yudi Yugi drugging good for everybody. Will give me an antidote.
That scoundrel had already planned everything? With a fake kidnapping, he would gain our trust, then he would stay at the museum and
This is definitive confirmation of our suspicions. Dexter, it remains to clarify what the letter F means.
I don't believe it refers to Ferdinand, but to Phasar. Richter acted so carefree by leaving notes in the trash can. Didn't he realize Bat found them?
Perhaps he thought they were thrown away by the hotel staff. If you recall, the fake kidnapping was planned to happen that afternoon. He didn't have time to change it. Richter played his cards boldly, and won thanks to Bat's foolishness, because he completely forgot to report what he found.
Better late than never, right? The police are here. Let's go up immediately to arrest Richter.
With all due respect and sincere admiration for your methods. Dear colleague, you don't lock the barn after the horse has bolted.
So help me God.
Pardon me, P.F. Led.
And we have no idea where, unfortunately. But we won't leave anything unexplored. Now I'd better retire, dear gentlemen. I need to write the necessary reports.
And so the phlegmatic inspector exits the scene. I have more faith in Bat's abilities than in his two Bat, after all, safely delivered the mummy to its destination. Moreover, found evidence incriminating Richter. It's a shame he remembered it when it was already too late.
Alas!
Wait a moment. If Richter risked leaving the hotel today, he must have had an important reason for it.
Perhaps he organized the embarkation of the mummy and diadem for a journey to distant shores. And I joined Bat's lamentations, alas!
Lamenting is useless. Unfortunate Ferdinand is in that scoundrel's hands, and perhaps we still have a lead. The carriage Richter used for his morning ride. We must find the coachman. Wait, Inspector Sanders, perhaps we still have a job for your agents.
Più tardi, al museo.
This sitting around doing nothing makes me nervous. I'd like to participate in the search.
Finding that coachman is a task for police agents. Dear Zagor, it shouldn't be a difficult undertaking for them.
In that case, why haven't they contacted us yet?
There's a Keilbuldi that the coachman was hypnotized, that he doesn't know anything.
By the way, where are Dexter and Bat?
They asked permission to use my chemical laboratory, and since then they have been locked inside. I believe they want to analyze the papers Richter left behind, but don't ask me why.
Bingo! Congratulate us, friends, this time. Bat and I deserve it. We started with the vague assumption that these papers had been previously used. Given there were traces of erasures using various chemical agents, we managed to discover the earlier notes.
What did you discover?
Just read it. This is a transcript.
Black Raper at midnight near Cape Shesh. 2 Chinese ideograms. Is that supposed to tell me something?
They are not Chinese, but Japanese. In translation, they mean blue cloak.
I'm impressed by your education, Dexter. The first part of the text could indicate a meeting place along the coast.
In Chinatown, there's a place called Blue Mantle. I was told the owner is actually Japanese, but essentially, no one in Richmond can tell the difference.
1,000 scalps.
Ingegnere mantello blu. Quella stessa sera.
For professional reasons, Cico, it seems the previous owner, to pay off debts, was forced to sell ancient Japanese cultural objects to the museum from time to time.
Opium Den, does Professor Oldbounds know about such places?
Yes,
until he was forced to sell the establishment to the current owner, whom Old Bounds knows nothing about?
Except his name, Yamashiro Akuma.
A quite appropriate name, given that Akuma in Japanese means devil.
Caramba carambita!
So, BW Wana Dexter, I shouldn't come with you?
He would be too conspicuous, my good Jambo. I, Zagor and Bat, adequately masked, can pass as opium enjoyers.
Calm down, Jambo. Our friends are capable. With the exception of Batatan, in case of need, we will intervene to help them.
So help me, African gods. How can I be calm when I know the powers of that Arabic sorcerer? They are almost equivalent to black magic.
BRR, I can't disagree with you there.
This way, gentlemen, this way. The gentlemen will be comfortable in this lounge.
Even a private lounge? Where did such a privilege come from?
My master ordered me to treat clients from the West well, especially important ones like you.
Important? What does that mean?
Friend, take us to your master. We want to talk business with him.
Oh, let me go, sir. I beg you.
The devil, I'll let you go. I don't trust you. You'll take us to your master.
If you only wish for me to inform my master, all I need to do is pull this rope.
Lightning and thunder.
IAX.
BIT Dexter.
No?
Go join them.
You go.
Ma'am?
1,000 scalps, mate. Damned shutter, why won't it open?
That's obvious, at least we blocked it. Your friends Dexter Green and Bat, Bannerton, the fearless archaeologist, and the funny detective are now our prisoners. You are indeed capable since you managed to avoid the trap, Zagor.
You are the four-fingered man, the one who attacked Dexter and Cico at the port.
It's time to introduce myself. Enrique Velasquez from Veracruz, assistant and man.
The trio of villains is now complete: Mexican, German, Arab, or perhaps a poker, if we consider the Japanese Yamashiro.
We are an international group. That is true, but not to that extent. Yamashiro Akuma, as far as I know, does not exist at all. The opium den belongs to Richter. And that is one of the investments, more or less legal, that provide the money necessary for his research.
Surprising since you're so talkative. Do you know why Richard cares so much about that ancient diadem? It is undoubtedly extremely valuable, but enough to make a scientist turn to crime.
The stakes in this game are very high, but I must not tell you anything more. We had the misfortune to run into a great pest like the famous spirit with the axe. But after all, all's well that ends well, at least for us.
Kill him.
Banzai! Whoa! 1,000 scalps!
Damn him.
Die.
What a beautiful spectacle! But I won't be able to watch it to the end. I'm in a great hurry.
I leave you in good hands, Zagor. Goodbye.
Velasquez. Oh no. Enough.
On NGH.
I'm sick of you. And you little flies. Get out of here.
Ah! Ouch.
Now it's our turn, Velasquez. 1,000 scalps.
Zagor's cry, quickly.
Caramba carambita.
You can't,
Get out of the way. By the gods, you are serious, guys, eh? But you've met your match.
Holy Virgin of Pilar? I wish I could help them. But if I should, it will be dangerous for them. They strike so fast, I can barely keep up.
In quel momento.
Now I remember, Inspector. This is the place.
Blue cloak.
But what the hell is going on inside? Quick, all four inside. Prepare bats and handcuffs.
Poco dopo.
Come on, faster with those axes.
That's enough. Now I can go down.
Be careful, Zagor.
I'm coming with you, my friend. If they harmed Buona Dexter,
PSST. I see light down there. It's moonlight, a little more, and we're out. 1,000 scalps. Damn it.
Un po' dopo.
Those scoundrels.
They had a barg here, and they took our friends away with it. Perhaps Ferdinand, Professor Oldbounds' secretary, is with them.
Certainly nothing good, seeing how they wanted to harm you.
What will they do with them?
We arrived here as soon as possible. We found the coachman, but he mysteriously lost his memory. It must be another spell from that Arab. I must reproach you, gentlemen, for your distrust of public order services. We could have saved precious time if only you had informed me of your new discoveries.
What do you want to say, Sanders? We told Professor Oldbounds, 2 of your agents guarding the museum, to find you and bring you to Chinatown.
To hell, I don't know anything about that.
Al museo.
Their eyes are open, but they don't react as if they are drugged or
hypnotized by phaser. Quickly, let's go inside.
I fear the worst, Zagor.
1,000 scalps.
They took almost everything.
They took advantage of our absence to empty the museum. But how?
We surprised them at the opium den, and Velasquez escaped to go to his masters. Richer probably decided to deal us a big blow. That cheat has nothing left to lose.
They had to use many carriages to transport the museum's antiquities. What will they do with them?
Almost certainly they will load them onto a ship bound for Europe.
Zagor, Professor Oldbounds is missing.
I couldn't find him anywhere.
This is no longer about finding old stones, however valuable they may be, but about saving 4 human lives. I'll look for those carriages outside the city.
Wait. Do you perhaps know a Luxion on the coast? A cape whose name starts with the letter S?
Cape Shear, 10 minuti prima di mezzanotte.
The Black Reaper is not yet in sight.
He'll arrive. He'll appear on the horizon when midnight strikes. A bit late for my taste. If you calculate that we have to load all those statues of ancient demons onto the ship, we'll need at least an hour. Those antiquities will bring us misfortune. The professor's enemies and the police will arrive here.
Calm down. At this moment, Zagor's remains are at the bottom of the sea. And don't let me hear you talk about Professor Richer like that again, or you'll bring misfortune upon yourself.
So, what do you say to this, Professor Oldbounds? All your treasures will soon leave America. Your museum, alas, will never again open its doors to the visits of your IGN compatriots.
I'm still in shock. A scientist of your caliber is actually a cunning criminal.
The police of all states will hunt you, Richter. You will no longer be able to return to your professorship in Hamburg.
That's what you say, Green? It will be enough for me to eliminate all the inconvenient witnesses. What will be said about me in the future will be nothing but an incredible fairy tale. I've been slandered before. Who could believe the outrageous story of a renowned scientist acting as a thief and murderer?
You are sick.
You are mistaken, Professor. I am very healthy, the healthiest man on Earth. And soon I will be the most powerful, as soon as I possess the ultimate weapon. Then I will no longer fear the law, because I will be the law.
The ultimate weapon? What is he talking about? Is there anything real in this explosion of madness?
You forgot something, Professor.
Do you really think so, Prince Detective? I bow to your insight. What did I forget?
Zagor. My friend Zagor, he never gives up at this moment. He is certainly on your trail. and with him are Jambo and Cico.
It's a shame, dear Bat, that while you were drugged, bound and brought to this remote coastal spot, Zagor and his 2 friends fell to the saber attacks of my Chinese.
No! I don't believe you. I will never believe you.
Oh ha!
Men neither?
You have great respect for that savage. Yes, I am familiar with some of his exploits, for example. I know that in the past he ruined the efforts of my colleague, Professor Weiss, ultimately causing his death. But I, Ludwig Richter, will go down in history as the man who killed that hellish boar, known among the Indians as the spirit with the axe. I, Ludwig Richter, who is already known in all 4 corners of the world, from Japan to Africa, from Oceania to the far north.
He's mad, completely mad.
I know exactly what you're thinking, Dexter Green, but what I said is the pure truth. In all 4 corners of the world, I know all the most hidden secrets, all the treasures of the past. I am a more capable and intelligent archaeologist than you. You will carry that bitter knowledge on your way to hell, for you will all soon die.
Dying doesn't scare me, you scoundrel, but something else is on my mind. What will you do with all the items you stole from the museum? You are an archaeologist yourself, so you can understand me. I am interested in the fate of these exhibits.
More than your own life, your dedication to science is admirable, Green. But don't worry. I will hold a beautiful exhibition at my university's museum.
To everyone, even Dumuzi's mummy and diadem? Interesting, I was convinced you would return them to the holy city of Uruk. Haven't you perhaps forged an alliance with Namtar's followers?
Or do you intend to deceive them through a double game, just as you deceived us? Namtar's followers. They don't exist. More precisely, there is only one, my associate Faza, whose devilish talent allowed me to bring this undertaking to fruition, and to whom I hope he will grant his friendship forever.
That's right, my friend Richter. The unbelieving Dexter Green, the man who desecrated the holy city of Uruk, undoubtedly tried to sow the seeds of discord and doubt among us. He doesn't know that you promised me I could take all the statues of Sumerian gods to the desert.
A promise I will keep.
I can't believe it. A true archaeologist would never abandon objects from the past to oblivion.
PST, for my friend Feza. It's something else. Show him the proof of my goodwill, Feza.
Here it is. The sacred diadem of Dumuzi has always hung in a pouch around my neck. It will return with me to the holy city, along with the mummy of the revered sovereign.
That is impossible. That is proof of your madness, Richter. If you didn't want to take the diadem, haven't you by any chance become a worshipper of Namtar?
Why not? The god of fate, blind, deaf, and almighty. A figure that you can only fear and respect.
I knew I would find a spiritual brother in you, Richter.
And I, Fazar, found in you more than a brother. You were the key instrument of my undertaking, absolutely necessary. And as Namtar, you were almighty, but blind and deaf.
I don't understand you, brother.
Now you will understand.
O-F-F.
Be careful. You must not let him look. Tie his hands.
Quick! This demon knows 1,000 tricks!
M-N-M-A-H-H.
Now perhaps you understand, Feza. You were very useful to me, but you are too powerful and dangerous for me to leave you alive. But first of all, the diadem is mine, too.
Whatever you want, Professor.
No, Velasquez, that honor belongs to me. He called me brother. It is right that I judge it him.
No. Most holy deities.
Now you have answers to almost all your questions, Dexter Green, except perhaps one.
What good will Dumuzi's diadem do me, but you will take that question to your grave?
The Black Raper is in sight. Boats are headed for shore.
I'm going to the ship. I advise you to hurry with the embarkation, Velasquez.
Do not doubt it, Professor.
Goodbye, friends. I leave you to my faithful Velasquez. After all, I don't have the heart to personally kill fellow scientists.
You are a scoundrel, Richter. unworthy of belonging to the scientific community.
No. Leave Professor Oldbounds alone, you scoundrel. AM? How could this have happened?
He was longer than the others trapped in this cave, leaning his back against the walls. He rubbed the ropes until they broke.
The secretary is brave. He has shown that under that sheepish appearance lies a lion's heart. On the last day of his life.
With pleasure.
Ferdinand!
No!
Alarm, alarm.
What's happening? What the hell?
The Black Reaper is under attack.
You on the Black Reaper, these were warning shots. Surrender if you don't want to sink. This is Inspector Sanders of the Richmond Police speaking to you.
Police? How could they have known we were here?
I hate to admit it, but Dexter was right. It's clear we underestimated Zagor. Next time I'll personally take care of him.
There they are, Zagor.
I saw them. Harder with the oars. Our friends are in danger.
Men, our main enemies are in that boat. As soon as they are in your sight, shoot.
Come on, Bat, you're closest to that rock. Rub the ropes against it with all your strength.
Damn it! What bad luck I have. If only I were 20 centimeters taller.
You must succeed. Salvation is near.
What are you doing? The police are coming, but you won't get off cheaply because I'm sure the boss will liquidate you before that. And I hope that pleasure will be mine. Meanwhile, to be more at ease, I'll send you to sleep.
No.
Excellent strike. Now he's the one sleeping.
Unfortunately, not yet.
He's asleep now.
If I could get to a knife. I'm almost there. I did it.
Concentrate fire on the first boat. Fire!
Keep rowing.
Caramba! Caramba!
Ah!
A hair.
The situation is bad. Professor, we won't be able to prevent the police from landing.
Do you know why they approached Cape Shear from the sea, Velasquez?
For the same reason we did. Because the land approach is much more difficult and dangerous. It passes through a swamp full of dangers. But I remind you that not far from here I left several horses ready just in case.
You did a great job, Velasquez.
But there aren't enough horses for everyone.
We'll only need this for you, me and the diadem. Moreover, I entrust the diadem to you.
Thank you for your trust, Professor.
You are much younger and stronger than the gray-haired scientist if they catch me. I'm counting on you to get me out of trouble. When we are in the swamp, we will take different paths. If everything goes well, we will meet. You know where?
And the prisoners.
You haven't killed them yet. Goodbye, Velasquez. ML.
Good luck, Professor Richard.
If my knife doesn't slip again, I should be able to free you soon.
That hoary.
Now you free me. Do it as soon as possible, Batterton.
By hell!
Watch out!
Velasquez? Get down, Bat.
Maldition! I'm not wounded. How is it possible that the diadem? I can't appear before Riker without the diadem. I must.
Forward.
Too late. I certainly won't sacrifice my skin for that damn diadem, and if Richard doesn't want to understand that, so much the worse for him.
We surrender. Don't shoot. No, I surrendered.
That won't stop me from cracking your skull if you don't immediately tell me where my friends are. And if they're not alive and well.
Zagor? We are here.
Dexter.
The W1 Dexter is saved. I am grateful to the African gods.
Thank them in my name, brother.
PAT, what about Old Bounds?
He's only unconscious, thank heavens, but he is. The four-fingered man killed Ferdinand.
Ferdinand? The kindest man in the world? That's impossible.
Unfortunately, yes, he died as a hero trying to defend Professor Oldbounds from that scoundrel Richter.
We're late, but we'll avenge him. Those scoundrels can't be far.
One of them is here. He's still breathing.
Phaser.
Richter stabbed him with his stick with a retractable spike to steal his diadem. With a kind of irony, the diadem is now in our possession. Velasquez lost it while fleeing. A large jewel that was in the center has been removed from it. Only heaven knows why.
Holy diadem, give it to me.
Perhaps you think you can take it with you to the other world, Phaser?
I would like to return it to Dumuzi and Queen Ereshkigal in the kingdom of the dead. But it's enough for me to touch it.
Do as he asks. Dexter! After all, he gave his life for that diadem.
And not just him, don't forget that.
Thank you, Richter is an evil man. He desecrated the sacred diadem.
Fazar, tell me where I can find him.
He doesn't know, but I heard Velasquez mention 2 cities. New Orleans, Vera.
Non possiamo andare avanti. Zagor, questa palude è troppo pericolosa. E dobbiamo prenderci cura dei prigionieri.
In the swamp.
I understand you, Inspector Sanders. Thank you for everything you have done for us.
It was my duty. I hope I managed to prove that the Richmond police are not so ineffective. And I also hope that sooner or later you will catch those scoundrels.
I'll catch them, even if it takes me my whole life.
And I'm going back to escort Professor Oldbounds. My detective talents are not used to these wild places. Good luck, friends.
And to you, King of Detectives.
May heaven protect you.
It's useless, Zagor. You must accept it.
They split up, but I could still find their tracks, if only.
If only you had Mohawk Indians with you and not an archaeologist like me, but we'll do the same as these scoundrels. We'll split up. I will hunt Richter all the way to Europe if necessary. Sooner or later, he will have to return to Hamburg University. And when I find him, I promise I will inform you, my friend. You follow the trail of that murderer Velasquez. After all, there's the hint that Phaser gave you on his deathbed.
Yes, New Orleans, if that is indeed the case, then the four-fingered man will not escape my revenge.